Yeah, did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
I know CB. It's like I don't think that's a sister.
Definitely not.
Well, we up. We up. Friday. Sports Mix back. February 18th edition. Got my guys on. What's up, fellas?
What's up, man? It's
That's
great.
good.
How y'all feeling this fine Friday?
All right.
No complaints. No complaints.
Let me get it up.
Ready to rock and roll.
Yes.
Yeah, so had a spirited debate last week. I don't even know if that was a debate. It was a hell of a conversation. You know,
What part?
great, good conversation. All of it. I liked all that shit.
Yeah.
I liked all that shit, man. But you know, good stuff, man. You know, got some eyebrows raised, of course. You know, with some of the thoughts. I always get good feedback.
What the sponsors hit you up?
Oh hell no! Shit, they need to hit me up. we can work that out. But yeah, you know, I always get good feedback. I always get positive feedback. People they like the flow, like what we doing, like what we talking about. You know, say we sound like we know what we're talking about. We ain't just on here bullshit and you know, throwing shit off the wall. So it's always good to hear.
They don't know me too well, huh?
Always good feedback, you know, from people that's checking us out. I'm glad we able to give y'all just a little bit of entertainment on a Friday. Again, you know, always looking to grow the situation. You know, we still in the incubator stages of the sports mix, man. We're going you know, 2022 gonna be a big year. We just not even 1/3 of the way through. Just getting started. So
it's good, Blue. It's good. It's good, baby.
Thank y'all for you know, supporting. Thank y'all for sending me your ideas, and you know, if it's something that y'all want to talk about, hit me up in the box. If it's something that y'all want to, you know, have us talk about, you know, let me know. Appreciate all the love and the feedback for real, man. So Jerome Hall, what's good, homeboy?
Blue.
So in the comments, I just pinned
what up, Blue?
The link to the YouTube page. So y'all can check the YouTube page out where all the content that we have done thus far is located. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the YouTube page. Also, check us out on the Facebook page at the Sports Mix on Facebook. So, with that being said,
throwing up them ball signs already. Blue.
We off to the races. Barnett, cousin, what's good? Who else checking in right quick?
Got a lot of people, man, so we gotta keep them invested. So I get it cracking. So, what time do the strippers arrive?
About quarter after.
Nice.
Yeah, so you know,
a couple of them are missing teeth though, but we ain't gonna worry about that one.
Man, did he say something about the Steelers? Oh, this is
right.
Blue and yellow.
What was that?
See, you know what?
This is navy blue.
Upon that, man.
Man,
you know,
wait. Damn it! I was trying not to.
Blue say he need an iron pick.
Damn it! This is Coppin State colors. This guy with this Pittsburgh Steelers talk, man.
Oh,
Good
man.
God of mine.
He's a knowledgeable guy too, man.
Well, he coming on.
Yeah, we gotta have him on
because he, you know, so I'm working on a couple other people, right?
Yeah, some good takes, man.
So he gonna be part of the old school, new school debate.
Yeah, okay.
And he's new school. He's a younger guy, so you know, we old and antiquated in our thoughts.
Whoa.
We get some of these young buckaroos so we can smack them around a little bit, so that show them what they don't know. You know what I mean? But did y'all check out the Super Bowl? Did y'all get to watch the Super Bowl Sunday?
I saw halftime. That's
You
all I
already know
watched.
it. Neil's answer.
That's all I watched. That's all I watched. And I happened to be walking in on the last touchdown. I walked into the room on the last touchdown.
Hey,
So
I was dying. Hold on. I was dying laughing because Neil had put up the first time he felt like he was the target. The target audience.
facts.
And I was watching the correspondence with him and Miss K. What's up, Miss K? But that was
Okay.
funny.
Holla Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
JT for real.
I
Like
forgave him for put my girl out there in Nipplegate.
I mean, I ain't mad at that one, but
No, I'm mad at him. He could have took up for her, right? He could have took up for her.
Yeah, after the fact, right?
Yeah.
He was on some bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the game, man, was a good game. I thought Cincinnati had enough. Good goddamn game though, but Aaron Donald showed up at the end. The Rams made some plays down the stretch. Of course, you're gonna have your naysayers and your doubters talking about the penalties down, with they gave the Rams those extra chances, but the one was it was a pass interference or a hold, whatever they called. I mean, it was legit. You can't make them all, you can't get them all, but in crunch time, you want to be right as a referee. You want to be right. You know what I'm saying? So I can't argue with the call. I think they was good calls.
Hold up though. There is one other play, and I only saw that on the replay because everybody was talking about it, where the refs missed a blatant offensive pass interference.
Mm-hmm.
With the face mask?
Yeah.
They could have called that.
That's rarely
could have called that.
That's rarely called on the offense.
Yeah.
No matter what position of the field you're on, whether it's a running back, stiff arming, a defensive player, and a lot of times they grab the mask. It's rarely called.
I thought if you grab the mask and pull the person down,
absolutely,
Right.
it's a penalty.
Most time on offense, you'll see it as it on the line. Offensive lineman, if he grab the face mask up in there, but in the middle of a play like that, you rarely see it.
But I mean,
I didn't see it. I didn't notice it until the replay. Like when I saw it live, I didn't know that's what had happened.
Right, and I only saw the replay too because everybody was in an uproar about it. So I did pop up and look at it on the screen. I mean, from the replay though, it looked like that might have been an interception if it wasn't for that.
I don't know. I mean,
because the dude was definitely turning towards the ball.
I don't know. Gordon Ramsay.
What you call him, Gordon Ramsay?
Yeah, because he get cooked all the time.
He's not but he
Gordon
chances,
Ramsay. He ain't Jalen Ramsay. He Gordon Ramsay.
He take chances. He take the risk. He get his fast ass stops too.
I don't know. I don't know
how it is when you claim to be the best. Motherfuckers is coming after you.
There is no shutdown corner in the NFL anymore. There's none.
They go. Everybody want to be like prime time. That's some big shoes to fill.
What bar that said, Kenny?
Ramsey wanted all the smoke and got smoked.
Yeah, he wanted that shit.
Yeah.
Well, he got the ring, so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So take that smoke to LA, baby.
He's right, though. Aaron Donald should have got co-MVP, I thought.
Yeah, I don't know how they do this MVP stuff. I thought Jacoby Jones should have got MVP when the Ravens won the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
The second time.
Mm-hmm.
Flacco got it. I thought Jacoby played a hell of a game.
Yeah. Flacco played, but they skew it towards the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, he played good. Let me stop. He played a hell of a game too.
Yeah, Flacco
definitely
that. Yeah.
But
that whole series up until the Super Bowl.
His whole playoff run was tough.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just thought that game, Jacoby, man, like you say, he could have been a co-MVP of that game. If they do co-MVP, I don't even
That's
think
what I was
ever
about to say.
had a
When was the last
co-MVP.
time there was a co-MVP?
Yeah, it was a co-MVP. I think it was Randy White. I think it was Randy White and Harvey Martin, the Cowboys.
How was that in the 70s?
Yeah, but you know I'm a Cowboy fan. But I think
70s?
it was. Yeah.
Come on, Rob.
Yeah.
Cheese.
But you know, I mean, I'm a student of the game, but I think it was. I'm not sure. I had to look that up, but
you got to break out the microfiche to check that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not look up the card catalog.
Uh-huh.
Damn. Took it back to
I agree,
school.
Barnett. I agree.
Yeah, so Super Bowl is over. Football season is over. On to the off season now. This where the NFL kind of make their money. This is why they are the king. Because they are able to keep fans engaged from March to March. You know what I'm saying? There's really no off season in football, man. They figured out how to market and sell everything to the fans, you know, for whatever reason. I mean, the combines is televised. You know, they're talking about mini camps. They're talking about the draft. They got these big draft parties. You know, just every aspect of their season, they found out a way to promote it and to keep people engaged. So really, it's never off season in football. Football just goes, and there's always something to talk about. You know, we've been talking about the coaching for the last couple of weeks. I think all the jobs have been filled to this point.
Well, we gotta talk about that.
Like I say, so now it's on to the free agency grade come up. The first wave of free agency, because they even figured out how to flip that. You got the March 1st free agents or the March 15th free agents, and then you got the June 30th free agents. So you know what I'm saying? They didn't figure out how to just keep the shit churning, keep it churning, man, and where people always talking and speculating about something. So, with we mostly Ravens fans. We mostly Ravens fans up in here. She said you are a Cowboys fan as well.
I'm a Ravens guy. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But I mean, you also a Cowboy fan too. But
yeah,
I mean, but I follow the NFL, so I kind of keep up with kind of keep up with what's going on.
What's up, Monroe in the building? What's up, man?
Big money. So,
glad to have
the big off-season moves potentially Aaron Rodgers, and then you got Russell Wilson. That's probably going to be on the move. So what you think as far as Aaron Rodgers, a landing spot?
That's a good question. I mean, depends on what he wants to do. I mean, does he want to go home meaning California? He's a NorCal guy, so if he chooses to go to say somewhere like San Francisco, go down to Tampa. There's been, also Deshaun Watson's his name has been thrown out there too. So
yeah, I did hear that.
So you got, it depends. Russell Wilson, he has options as well. And, there's quite a few teams that need a good starting quarterback. So I guess, I think that's a lot of that is going to be settled in the next couple of months, I believe, because they're going to want these guys to come in my opinion, especially a quarterback. The off-season workouts, they're going to want them to contribute in and get them acclimated with the playbook. So if I were a quarterback out in the market, I would get my team settled right away because they're going to have to know everything and have that shit smoking, once the camp starts. So That would be my, thought on that.
I think they, I mean, well, before draft day, they'll have all that settled.
Yeah.
They'll make those moves. I saw something today, and I think this more somebody trying to be first to some shit that he don't know nothing about. He's just gonna throw some stuff out there and see if it stick. Somebody, and I forget the reporter's name, said that Tom Brady will be the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers in September when the season starts.
Why? Because he's from that area?
Probably so.
Okay.
And he was a fan growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And but I just think it's somebody that just wanted to throw some stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
And
because he did say he was hurt when he didn't get drafted by them, right?
Mm-hmm. Probably. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, that was
I thought that was in the Tom Brady story, that little whatever little thing they did on him.
Yeah, I ain't watched that shit.
Yeah, I mean, he's a California guy.
I ain't watched that shit.
Barnett says keep him out of Pittsburgh, all of them.
Yeah, y'all got what's my man from Ohio State?
Ooh.
The young brother from Ohio State that was with Washington.
Oh my God. The dude from DC?
Yeah.
Good luck with that one.
What's his name?
I don't know. I hope he ain't got no relatives watching. Anybody from the DMV, I'm sorry. He does suck.
Damn.
And I knew, can I just say something? I knew that's the classic example of the media making a pick for these NFL teams. And I did not think he was that good. I mean, he was good in college, but I didn't think it would translate into NFL at all. And he's one of those picks, man. I mean, like what's his name that went before Peyton Manning? I mean, or Ryan Leaf. Yeah.
So let me ask you this, because I don't know how to decipher an NFL quarterback. Guys that have great college numbers, college careers. What is it that makes a guy translate from college to NFL? Because it don't seem to matter where you go to school. It don't seem to matter. You just have to have certain skills.
Ain't even that to me, Kitty. I think it's the intangibles a lot of times. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can have arm talent like Josh Allen or Brett Favre or John Elway, but a lot of what I've seen over my 45 years of watching football is a lot of his intangibles, and it's between the ears. A lot of like a Joe Montana. He didn't have Tom Brady. They weren't the most talented guys.
Right.
But man, they studied that playbook and the timing, the accuracy, the intelligence on the field, the reading the second and third and fourth options. I think there's a lot of things that go into becoming a great quarterback, not necessarily, running a 4.5 or that's why I think Lamar Jackson, I think he's a great young talent, and I think he's going to get even better because his willingness to learn, and people don't realize watching Lamar Jackson, he is a smart quarterback. The last 2 games before he got hurt, he threw some terrible interceptions. Mm-hmm. But if you watch him play, his decision-making, especially on read options and stuff, he is a damn good quarterback, man. He is a damn good quarterback.
The one thing about Lamar, because he's not conventional.
Exactly. That's right.
He's not conventional. So when he make mistakes, people tend to lock in on his mistakes.
Exactly.
Rather than his unconventional way of getting shit done.
Totally agree.
You know what I'm saying? But it also, so the bigger point for me when we go back is just like the whole draft process. I laugh at a lot of times, man, when people get to talking about we should lose games so we can get a better pick or better pick in position, whatever.
Ain't that what they talking about right now?
Yeah,
that's what they talking about right now.
I told y'all. That's a big issue. I mean, I hope we get to that, Ken. But anyway.
Hey, Miss Kim.
Hey, Miss
How you-
Ken.
Miss Kim, how you doing? But my thing is with the draft, the draft is such a crapshoot. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? So we spend this time of year in the whole college football season. They hype these guys up. You know, he gonna be this and he gonna be that. And I learned over my years of watching, don't get too high or low on nobody. Just enjoy the moment. Because, you can name 100 players from between 2020 and 2000 that was supposed to be something. And it just never panned out once they got to the show for whatever reason. There's no guarantee. You know what I'm saying? It's no guarantee that because you was a stud at Alabama, that you're gonna be a stud in the NFL. It don't work like that. So
but some of that probably plays into the team that you get drafted by. You know what I mean? The offense that you run, that sort of thing.
Right. Which is why you can't guarantee nothing. You know what I mean? It's not plug and play. It's fit matters. You got to go to the right fit. You got to go into the right sit. You might go to the place and the coaching sucks.
Right.
Or you and the coaches don't see eye to eye. You know what I'm saying? And then, you get a lot of fans that be thinking like, sometimes they talk like these people are little children. And you just make them do this and you make them do that. Like, you got to take into fact, these are grown men. And a lot of these guys been playing football since they were, 7, 8 years old, man. So they got a level of expertise as well. They know what they can and can't do. They know what they do and don't do well. So, you know what I'm saying? The football, I mean, any sport, it's a gamble. Like, it's no guarantees with the draft, whether you pick first or 31st or 32nd, however many teams it is, man. It's no guarantees in that. Ralph Jershire, what's up, buddy? Good seeing you today. My man, Ralph was a hooper too back in the day.
But you know what else affects that, Kenny?
What's
If
that?
you go back 15, 20, 30, 40 years, the NFL quarterback, when they were drafted, they never started right away.
Nah.
And that's that, in today's society where people want results now. So if a person comes out and he's a rookie, they throw him in a starting lineup, he looks awful. A lot of times they get written off. And before it wasn't like that. Take it, for example, you go to Aaron Rodgers. Of course, he didn't play when he first started. But think about this. He replaced Brett Favre. When Brett Favre came in the league, he didn't even start. He was with the Falcons.
Yeah, that's right.
And he was playing behind quarterbacks. So, a lot of the greats, I'm talking about the Cowboys. I remember Danny White, who turned out to be a great quarterback. He played behind Roger Staubach.
Yep. Yeah, but he was the punter.
Yeah. Steve Young played behind Joe Montana.
Yeah.
One of the very few going back 35, 40 years was a guy, Dan Marino, where he came in
and lit
and he
it up.
came in like black gangbusters.
Yeah.
But he was a different kind of dude, though. I mean, he was so, like I said, all talent was great, but in between the ears, the dude was already there.
Yeah. But I look at
Elway came in that like that too.
Yeah, but no, see, he struggled. He struggled mightily.
Yeah, he struggled.
He shouldn't even been starting, in my opinion. He shouldn't have been starting.
I remember
he did struggle, but he had some. You could see it. He had games where you could definitely see it. So
absolutely, you see it, but he ain't come in lighting it up. I remember a game right here at Memorial Stadium.
Yeah.
The Colts was sorry as shit, but they tore his ass up.
Yeah, they did.
And some of that was personal.
Right, because he didn't
wasn't ready
want to play for us.
Yeah.
No, they tore the fur off his ass up out down Memorial Stadium. But we know what he became. But like sports now is not set up for the grooming. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be damn near a 8th round pick. You know what I'm saying? For somebody to want to groom you and take their time and let you grow into who you're going to be. Like if you're a first round or second round, and especially in the NFL, they're looking for you to produce almost immediately. Like and produce at a high level.
But the reason for that is because of what you've been saying for the last couple of podcasts. It's because of the business of sports.
Oh yeah.
It ain't like before where dudes wasn't getting multi-million-dollar contracts off the break to, you know what I mean? So now that's an investment. You want an instant return on your investment.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have 3 to 5 years. We want right now. We paid you $20 million, half up front. Nah,
You need that.
ain't no grooming.
You need that.
Absolutely, Neil.
But that's a problem too with, non sports people running some of these teams. Like, I know in baseball it's big with analytics, and you got a lot of Harvard Princeton type guys that's real smart guys, and they able to crunch numbers that are like general managers and putting these teams together. You know what I'm saying? But you can't not forget about the stuff that get people there. To be able to hit a fastball, to be able to throw a fastball with control, to be able to catch a football, in traffic, to be able to catch a football with your hands and not your body. You know what I'm saying? Like little things that people that have some sweat equity in it, can kind of see where the average person just look at the result. They don't look at what it took to get that result. They just look at the result. Most plays in football are designed to score. You got some plays.
Right. That's the intention.
You got some plays.
It might cut off, Ken. Hold on 1 second, guys. The mic went off.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. I don't know. It'd be tripping. But anyway, it's you got and what was I saying? I don't know. My train of thought.
No, you were talking about
You said most plays are designed to score.
Yeah. So the most plays designed to score. Right. So the thing that a lot of people get confused with is the execution. You know what I'm saying? You got to execute a play in order for it to score. So like, every Sunday, you hear people talking about this offensive coordinator got to go. He called these dumbass plays. The plays are great when they work. When they don't execute the plays, they don't look so well. You know what I'm saying? And we're not in those meetings with these people. We're not in practice. And like that's why a lot of times I kind of fall back with some of the extra, when it comes to criticizing coaching. Because all right, I'm a coach. I coach high school, whatever. Well, I'm in practice with these guys, so I know who can do what, who can't do what. You know what I'm saying? When certain situations arise, who you can have in them and who you can't. And I think a lot of times, man, as fans, sports fans, we get caught up in what we think we know versus, what's really going on. So I just I tend to fall back a little bit with those type of opinions. I look more at execution. They just didn't execute.
So let me say the flip side of that. Yes, every play is designed to score and you have to execute it. Mm-hmm. But it's not like you just out on the field by yourself. You still playing against a defense. So Absolutely. Sometimes you can execute a play to perfection and it's not going to work because the defense is prepared. They got the right personnel in the right places to stop that play. So as a coach, that's when you have to adapt and know what plays to call to find what's going to work. You can't keep calling the same plays if it's not working. And you know what I mean? That's like banging your head against the wall. What they say, you can't do the same thing and expect a different result. So, you know what I mean? It's a double-edged sword.
But I do gotta disagree with you guys. Okay.
Uh-oh.
In my opinion, every play is not meant to score. It's not at none at all. Actually, all plays in the NFL are designed to get positive yards. But you notice a lot of times if they're in 3rd and 20 situation, they'll run a draw play, they'll do a screen because they really don't have those kind of plays in the playbook. If you get most plays are designed to go passing plays 5 to 15 yards. The yak after the catch, a bomb, if you will, those are different. But all plays are designed just to get me positive yards and put me in a 3rd and short position or 2nd down and short. That's how coaches look at the game. If you say, okay, I'm going to go and try to get this 1st down, I'm going to throw a 5-yard slant. That play is not designed to go for a touchdown. It's designed to execute, but as Neil stated, if the defense is better on that play, that's not going to work.
All right. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear you.
All right. So with that said, I can rephrase what I said then. No play is designed to lose yards. No play is designed
Exactly
to go
right.
backwards.
Exactly right.
All right. You're not going to score on every play. We know that. But they don't design plays to lose yards. They don't design plays to not get a positive result out of it.
That's true.
Maybe that's a better way of saying it.
No, you're right. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I agree with you. You know what I mean? So sometimes, man, I hear people and I'm real reserved in my older years
I know.
with who I have conversations with. Because number one, I'm not real emotional like I used to be about sports. Like I can't do it. Like I watch it, I absorb it, and I have my little way of breaking it down. And it is what it is, you know. I mean, I take yesterday, right? Now this high school basketball I'm talking. We played the number 1 team in Baltimore County yesterday, right? I knew going in that these boys is tough. Like I knew it ain't gonna be easy. We gotta basically play our best game to beat these boys. And we found out real quick they play the game at a whole different level. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. They play the game at a different level. We couldn't speed them up. You know what I'm saying? When we pressed them, we turned them over a couple times, but it didn't rattle them. It didn't stop them from doing what they did. You know what I'm saying? They withstood the run. But they kept their foot on the gas. And you know, somebody that's sitting there watching us say, well, why y'all don't do this? Why y'all don't do that? Like, we did what we could. And the bench was real short. And while we were playing the starters, man, we might have had one sub going in and out. You know what I'm saying? Because the magnitude of the game, in my opinion, was a little higher than what some of them other guys could withstand. And once the writing was on the wall and the bed got cold, you know what I'm saying? They went to the bench. We left our guys out there for a few more minutes, but it was just a big difference. You know what I'm saying? It was a difference in talent. And, you know, you see that sometimes, like you say, in the NFL, man, we take for granted because we like the Ravens. But the Cincinnati Bengals be trying too. They trying to win games too. You know what I'm saying? The Steelers, they trying to win these games too. And so when we lose, sometimes it ain't our fault that we lost. They just beat us. You know, and it's like my thing with especially with young kids is, you know, how do you watch the game? Like, are you watching for highlights, or are you really watching the game to understand the game? You know, and that's my question to a lot of older fans, football fans in particular, because we're talking about football. what is it that you're looking for when you watch the game, right? Are you looking for your team? Because remember, was it 2019 when Lamar was the MVP? The Ravens was putting up video game numbers. They was blowing everybody out, and we had never seen that. Really, in Baltimore, we got so used to winning games 14-10 and 17-13. Like, we in these dog fights for years. And they was putting up these video game numbers, and fans, man, it was fun to watch. It was fun to watch these guys put numbers up, and they scoring pretty much whenever they wanted to. They was getting touchdowns. It was just fun to watch. But fast forward to 2020 and 2021 season, the business of football, first off, you're losing pieces. You got guys that retired. You got guys that was free agents and went and got money somewhere else. You had the business of football. So the team, some of the major pieces stay the same, but the integral parts starts changing, man, and it changed everything. But you got to understand what you're watching to even understand that, it's not plug and play. You can't just say, well, we traded Hayden Hurst, because he wanted to get more time. But Hayden Hurst was a hell of an option to have on the other side of Mark Andrews, because you couldn't just focus on Andrews, because Hayden Hurst would light your ass up too. You know what I'm saying? But so when you replace Hayden Hurst with, I can't think of his name, but he's more of a blocker. You can't send him out on a route and expect him to catch the same pass that Hurst would have caught, which limits your offense. It takes away from your offense. So that's just my little 2 cents on that.
I think that's what.
And we Ravens friendly.
I think that's with any sport, though. You have and it varies, because you have, like you say, plug and play in different sports. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Football and basketball and baseball are totally different, because, okay, some years ago, 20 something years ago, guy Billy Bean, created the Moneyball aspect, the Oakland A's, where he used like analytics to build the A's into, a really damn good team. But it was far different from what say, different teams were doing, where they were stacking with this $200 million, $300 million payroll. He went with a bunch of guys who said, for example, who would hit 15 to 20 home runs, driving 70, 80 RBIs. But in baseball, and people don't realize, it's about situations. And a lot of these players who are damn good players are very good situational players, as opposed to the NFL, where you're trying to get people, not necessarily the best player at the position, but a player who's going to be productive, right, and have this team be a cohesive unit. Right. But it's I always enjoyed that aspect of how a team is created, and how they get players together. And then once those players get on the floor, and like you say, how do these kids look at, are you watching the game or you not? I posted earlier today with James Worthy. And as a kid, I watched James Worthy and his footwork. So if I'm a GM and I say, you know what, look at this guy, look how he plays. His fundamentals were already there at Carolina. You say, you know what, I got Magic here, I got Kareem here, and this guy runs like a greyhound. Imagine what he would be with Magic Johnson. Bingo. You could have had any other player in the country. But to say, look, he might not score 40 a night, but this dude was Showtime, and that's how, So it's a lot to go. I really get excited when I think about stuff like that. What goes into the mind of these people when they're creating a team.
Right. And it's not easy. Winning in professional sports is not easy. And so one of the things that irritate me, this time of year is as soon as teams start cutting players and players become free agents, we got to get that person. We got to get this person. And that's in every sport. Whether it's football, basketball, baseball, and like you said, it just don't work that way. Like, you can't have everybody because it's a business. These guys want to get paid. They want to get paid their worth. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to just take it. Like, remember with the Orioles, was it Brian Jordan? I remember they brought him here. They courted him. They did the little video the video thing for him when he came to visit, when he was a free agent. And it was always, well, he's a Baltimore guy. He got to come back. He got to, like, it ain't about just because I'm from here and I'm coming back home. If the business ain't right, I wouldn't care if it was the name of sorry ass team. The business got to be right. Mm-hmm. I'm going where the business is right. No matter if it was my dream to play it for the Orioles growing up. If when my time or my opportunity to play for the Orioles or the Ravens or whoever, and the business ain't right, I ain't doing it. That's just that. I'm not doing it. It's all about the business. It's all about that bottom dollar. So
is it business over winning or?
But that all play a part. You want to go to the best situation where the business is right, and that's why.
Clarify that, Kenny.
Right.
Huh? I'm a bit confused. Clarify that.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Clarify.
Too,
so if you got an opportunity to go to the St. Louis Cardinals, the Baltimore Orioles, and the business is equal in whatever year that was, all right. The business, if the business is equal, I'm going with the winner. I'm going where I got the best chance to win.
Say if it wasn't even. Say if the Orioles offered you $40 million. They're struggling right now, but they offer you $40 million. But the Cardinals offer you $20 million, and they're a contender. What's your mindset?
What kind of years are the Cardinals offering? So if it's 20,
just say
if it's 20
overall.
for what?
Just say if it's equal. Say if it's 5 years, we're gonna make it different, make it equal. Say if the Cardinals are offering you $5 million, 5 years, $50 million. The Orioles are offering you 5 years at $75 million. But the Orioles are struggling. They're below 500. They just had a 70-92 season. The Cardinals won 95 games last year on the cusp of the World Series. What's your mindset?
I gotta go with the winner.
And that's what you're probably getting at, Neil, right? As far as money over winning.
Right, because because business is not necessarily money. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta go with the winner. And then it also depends on where you at in your contract. I mean, where you at in your career.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm 25 and the Orioles offer me 5 years at 75, I may take that versus if I'm 30. And, you know what I'm saying? 25 and 35 years, because you're 35 at the end of that when you're 30. At 30 years old, you can get another big contract. At 35, not so much, unless you are top tier. But to me, you want
so
to
many
be
factors
in the best
in that.
It's a lot of factors.
Yeah, I was just throwing that out there just to get it's so many factors.
But what's up, Shea?
Yeah.
She in the house. She stay in the house.
Yes, sir.
Going on.
What's up, Money? What's up, Leonard? A
Little
little late. What's up, Shea?
My homie. The other cheese.
That's right, man. That's right.
Yeah. So that's the NFL wrap up. And I'm sure, free agency coming. And and the draft and all that other stuff. It'll be some stuff to talk about with football. But we moving on. So the NBA is at the midway point, maybe a little past midway, but the All-Star break is All-Star weekend. What's y'all thoughts on the season so far? Who you think, pretty much going to contend in both East and the West?
Anthony Davis injured again.
We knew that.
I predicted this.
we knew that.
As a lifelong Laker fan, I predicted this. I'm gonna tell you something.
That dude is Mr. Glass.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. So you look at the off-season workouts. You see Russell Westbrook flying around. You see LeBron got the do-rag on at the gym, hitting J's. Hoodie Mellow up in New York City.
Hoodie Mellow
up in New York City. Doing one-on-ones. All day. He one-on-ones 8 hours a day. One-on-ones doing this or playing
turn arounds and back to back,
Yeah.
back of downs.
But here's the thing, though. I told y'all that. I told my Laker Nation this. Now, one of them dudes was doing no suicides, no defensive drills, no nothing. Not one of them. I told people this. And, I was thrown out of Laker. I'm only thrown out of Laker Nation by people who don't live in LA. Because when I go there, they totally agree with me. There's nobody playing defense. Oh man, Melo gonna give us 15 tonight. Well, he's gonna give up 20. LeBron's gonna give me 25. He's gonna give up 27. The same thing. But see, you know what? I'm not gonna bring up because you told me it's not a Kobe show, but I'm telling you. But I'm gonna bring him up. It's the intangibles, Kenny. Big fella, it's the intangibles. When it's time
Kobe got
to
fried some nights too, though, bro.
But it was time. Hey, I tell you what, he got fried. But I tell you what, he got them 5 chips on his wife's dresser right there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. But when you don't bring intangibles, and people say Melo's gonna be a Hall of Famer.
Definitely.
And I once heard Isaiah say this, and it goes to the point we were just talking about. Isaiah said, "Do you want to be remembered as a great player or as a champion?
A great scorer. Oh, okay.
Or as a champion?"
Mm.
Isaiah said, "I wanted to be remembered as a champion."
Mm.
It's a difference.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And some get both.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I agree. But I'm not here to defend or to bash the Lakers. I'm not I've never been a Laker fan, so
yeah.
I have I like
never been a Laker fan.
I ain't never been a Laker fan. I like Magic. I like some of the teams, but I wasn't like no diehard, Lakers. I mean, I know Cheese been a Lakers fan for as far back as I can remember.
Yeah.
Him and Charles.
Charles, exactly.
Yeah.
So these
Right.
they all Laker fans.
Yeah.
Like bar none.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? I know this about these guys. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't that. I like Magic and them guys. Then I was a Jordan guy. So and people kind of be like, yo, you be wavering. I'm like, yo, I never had an NBA team. Like I was more of a college fan. College basketball is really what brought me to basketball.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like this
Yeah.
guy, this guy in Georgetown, kind of sealed the deal for me. At a time when I was really starting to like the game and wanting to play, it was college for me. But the NBA, I love the game, so I'm gonna watch. And I like certain players. I don't pull for I don't root against nobody but Kobe. You know what I'm saying? God bless him. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. You just gut punched me, man. Fuck.
I ain't never openly rooted against nobody but him.
Oh my
God. God bless his soul, Kobe. Listen, I be RIP and Kobe every week, huh?
Yeah, because you always throw shit in the game. Then you say you feel bad about it.
Because I'm really a good guy. You know what I'm saying? At heart.
Oh, yeah, you are.
You know
Yes, you are.
I'm a good guy, man.
Yes, you are.
I don't like taking shots at folks like that,
See, that's another thing, Kenny. And we talked about this some episodes ago, Neil. People love Kenny, right? I don't know one person that hates Kenny. Everybody loves Big Fella. I think he uses that shit psychologically. Because he said, you know what? I ain't got no hate in my heart. He just slammed my man for 5 fucking minutes.
Bruh, and yo, I'm about to jump off the top rope because I don't like Kobe. Bro. Never did. I gotta give him respect. He's a great player, yo. And it took me years to give him that. But I'm gonna tell you why I never liked Kobe and never probably will, yo.
What did he do?
Eddie Jones was my man. Eddie Jones was my man, yo. When they traded Eddie Jones and kept Kobe,
I just gave you
it was
the
a
Kobe.
wrap, yo. It was a wrap. Yo, you can say what you want, but Eddie Jones was doing exactly what Kobe was doing until they traded him. He was, bruh.
Well, wait a minute. To the logo. Now, I spoke to him personally about this.
Okay.
In my mind, I did.
Right.
Okay, you're gonna give up Eddie Jones,
Mhm.
keep Kobe. I would too. I can see Eddie and Philly in the summertime. This is what Kobe is saying. But I ain't gonna win no chips with him.
I don't know, bro. I feel like Eddie would have been that you know, it's, like you say, in my mind, I believe Eddie Jones was that same piece to the puzzle.
Hey,
and they traded him.
When you said Eddie Jones was your man, Cheese looked at you like you said Sedell 3.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though. Eddie was killing in Laker Nation. Come on now, before Kobe, you can't say you didn't.
No,
see
but he wasn't
Eddie
winning
Jones.
no chips.
What do you mean he wasn't winning no chips?
He wasn't winning no chips.
Eddie Jones and Shaq would have won chips, bro.
Stop.
Yeah, they would have. Yeah.
Hold on.
Come on, bro. Eddie Jones with Shaq wouldn't have won chips.
I think Neil. Is his mic working?
Kenny. Eddie Jones with Shaq wouldn't have won
No,
chips.
stop. No,
Eddie was tough.
I think Eddie Jones and Shaq would have won chips, bro. Come on now.
No,
I'm
they
honest.
wouldn't.
I'm being honest, yo.
I know you are. And that's what's scaring me.
Come on now. Eddie Jones was killing with the Lakers, bro.
I mean, they had the unfortunate, you know, they was together during that Jordan era.
Right.
Wasn't nobody gonna win shit then. You know, maybe they'd hung around for another couple years. When did they let Eddie Jones go?
The second year after Kobe got there.
I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
That dude was that good at 19. They said, you know what? We're gonna let him go. Let a few other people go.
I'm gonna move on. I ain't got nothing to say about Kobe. What's up to my son? Shout out to Kenny Wilkes Jr. was in the building. I see he was in the building. I gotta give my son a shout out.
What up, little Ken?
All right.
Yeah. Gotta shout out to my namesake.
I did like Eddie though. He was good.
So since we talking, let me put this out there. Yo, when we talk about like my love of basketball came from my pops watching the then Bullets in the 70s, like when they won the championship. So I'm, even if I don't watch the Wizards, I'm always a Wizards fan, number one, you know. Like I always, but like Kenny said, but in that era after once Jordan came, man, it was, you know, players. Well, Dominique, before Jordan, Dominique is my all-time favorite player in the NBA. And but after then it was players. Jordan, you know what I mean? Dominique, just a list of players. Curry, KD, Jesus Shuttlesworth. I mean, and I especially like shooters, so you know.
Yeah. Some good players, man.
And that lead me to my next opinion when it comes to the NBA. You know, it's why I don't really talk sports with a lot of people, because we throw these labels around so much. You know, who's great or who's a bum or who's like, yo, stop it. Like these guys that's in that NBA can go. You know what I'm saying? They may not put up the numbers that you want them to, but I promise you, if they came to the YMCA where you and your friends play, they would destroy everything in that motherfucker movie. Destroy it. You know what I'm saying? So and it just for me it came with growth. You know, when we was teenagers, we would sit around and tell, "Oh, he a bum, he this, he that." You know, it took for me to really play some basketball. Like as I grew and we would go play and we, you know, you playing with some motherfuckers that can go. I'm like, damn, I rethink some of this shit because I be calling some of these guys bums. Like, nah, you know, ain't no bums up there, man. Them dudes, it's just levels. You know what I'm saying? We looked at, you know, the Mike Jordans and the Magics and Birds and Dr. J's and them guys of our time, the guys we like, you know, grew up watching. So they was like the cream of the fucking cream of the cream. So, you know, everything under them, it was levels to it. You know what I'm saying? It was levels. And, you know, Magic, you know, the way he came into the game and just kind of his personality, and he had the skills to back up the shit that he talked. And I don't think Magic talked a lot of shit. He just went out and bust your ass and won a lot of games, you know? And that's why another reason too, like when people talk about GOAT, I think, man, the GOAT is who you think is the GOAT. It's no way to say one person is just greater than everybody else. It's no real way to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, them guys got just as much argument as a Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Other than Mike won more championships than them guys, but the impact. I mean, who to say that we would have a Michael Jordan if Bird and Magic didn't do what they did as far as impact on the game? You know what I'm saying? Or, like we talked about before, suppose Portland took Michael Jordan versus Chicago.
That would have been a disaster.
But
On the Portland.
It's
Would
no
it have?
guarantee. It's
Would Mike be the
guarantee.
Mike that he is if he went
There's
to
no
Portland?
guarantee
Right.
that he would be who he is had he went to that situation, because Portland was a you know, they had pieces versus, I think Portland was a playoff team, if I'm not mistaken. They may have been a lower seeded playoff team, but you know, Chicago was like almost like the Clippers are now. Well, the Clippers ain't. Are the Clippers that bad now still? I still consider
Nah, the
them
Clippers ain't that bad now. Now it's probably the Kings. They might
I wonder
be.
how do they feel going to a building they don't have a banner in?
Dude, the Clippers.
Yeah, but the other team does.
Yeah, they gotta suck. You know what I mean?
Shoot.
Now I heard
the
they
Bulls
trying,
was like the Pittsburgh Pisces at the time.
but I heard the Clippers is trying to build something. They're trying to build their own
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
out there, and
Wouldn't you?
I mean,
You
I
pull
thought they
up-
would have. I would have never went to the Staples Center in the first place.
Yeah.
I'd have stayed at the fucking LA sports
Yeah.
arena for all that.
Yo, but well, this off topic, but the Clippers, do they have any jerseys retired? They have no jerseys retired, do they?
No.
Thought I heard somebody say that before.
Mm-mm.
That's
I know.
crazy. You think about it, they've had nobody on their team
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
impacted the team enough to retire their number.
Yeah.
Damn. Clippers was bad for a long time.
Right.
Yeah.
Clippers was like going to no man's land. You know,
Yeah.
motherfucker tell you getting traded to the Clippers, man. You like a lot of people probably.
You might cut off again.
Mike went off, Kenny. Back. Yo, Kenny and Mike went off. I think your minutes ran out on your mic.
Put another quarter in it.
Yo, minutes ran up like an old cell phone.
Well, y'all terrible. Y'all
Yeah.
terrible.
Remember how people, I got hang up, I ain't got my
Yo, call me back.
Terrible.
Call me back.
minutes. Call me back.
Terrible. This is
You're gonna have to use a
terrible.
beeper to finish the show.
This is terrible.
That's
No
all
Charles
right.
Barkley on your name.
We gonna get you right, but we gonna get you right.
This is how shit go on the Sports Mix. You know?
But they did wind up getting Drexler though, so that was a good fit for them. Portland.
Yeah. Yeah, but
They drew
they got Clyde the year before that, didn't they?
Right.
They had Drexler. They had
Yeah,
Drexler
they had
already, which was
Drexler.
I think that's why they didn't take Mike,
Where they got Sam Bowie. Yeah.
because they figured we already had a few guards, so we'd take Sam Bowie, which I mean,
And also they said that they didn't believe that Mike was better than Clyde.
but who
How'd that work out?
But yo, who? Truthfully, we all old enough to remember Mike at Carolina. Who thought Mike was going to be this? What he became?
I did.
No, you did.
Yes, I did. I'm gonna tell you why. And people ask me, I'm glad you brought this up.
You thought he was going to become what he became?
100%. I'm gonna tell you why. His last season at Carolina, I looked at that dude play, and I said he's different. And this is where I knew he was different. Before this first season, they went to the Olympics. And when I heard Bobby Knight say that this dude is better than anybody in the NBA right now, and when I watched him play, even at the 84 Olympics in LA, I said, there's no way in the world that this dude can't be a superstar. I knew it right then and there.
I saw that too, but I ain't gonna lie and say I knew he was gonna be 6 rings.
No, I didn't. You don't know
10,
that.
What he got? 10 scoring titles.
But if you look at him,
I didn't know that. Nah.
He was the best player in the NBA, and he was on an Olympic team.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable, and it was effortless.
30, 35 a game for a whole season. Like, nah.
I saw it, man.
I ain't seen none of that.
You didn't see that?
No.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you when I saw it though. When I saw it, playoff against Boston, 63 points. I was like, oh, this dude's special. It's a wrap now. It's a wrap now.
He had proved that the year before when he got hurt, but up until he got hurt,
that was the same year. That was the same
year. He came back.
But I'm talking about I'm talking about his rookie year.
Yo, he didn't.
He scored 28 a game.
He did, but that Boston game, 63 points. That was when I knew he was unstoppable.
But
before then, he was scoring, but against Boston, he was unstoppable.
I'm saying at Carolina, I'm talking about before the Olympics. I'm talking about at North Carolina.
Yeah.
You couldn't have told me that he was gonna go to the league and do that shit.
His senior year, I thought he was the truth. And I'm a big Maryland fan.
I liked him.
But there was no guy in the country that was better than that dude. And I saw it. I'm like, he did one. I'm gonna tell you one move he did in the senior year, and it was so subtle.
Senior year, he ain't stay off all 4 years.
You know what I mean? His junior year. I forgot who it was. I don't know if it was Kenny Smith or somebody. Michael Jordan was coming. He was cutting to the foul line. He jumped in midair. Kenny Smith hit him with the pass. He turns in midair and floats a jumper bottom. Yeah, you say, okay, it's just a jump shot.
Hold on, he was in the air, caught the ball.
In the air, he caught the ball in the air, turned bottom from the free throw line. And I'm like, okay, that's just a jump shot. But the way he did it was effortless. I'm like, I've never seen that shit before. It was just a jump shot. You probably find it on YouTube, but
I think I've seen it.
Oh my goodness!
So let's unbelievable. So let's do this because I was going to do some things later with it, but let's do this. So we're talking about Mike Jordan, right? In comparison to this guy, right? Because he was special too at Maryland. For them last 2 years at Maryland was fucking ridiculous.
Y'all gonna kill me on this one.
Nah, because I want head. You know what I mean? I want a head. But I'm one to say I think Mike was better. Cause I think Mike could do more.
I thought he was too.
I thought Mike could do more than Len Bias. But that's not saying that Len Bias wasn't in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? That's not saying that. I just think I think Mike could do more. But the shit that Len did, he did the shit so easy. Like I go back and watch some of them Maryland games. Like Lenny wasn't no East-West, dribbling and all that shit. He was going he was going to get whatever he wanted off 1 or 2 dribbles. He's going to get to a spot where he's getting to the rim, and he was going to punish you. And he was effective as hell at it. Like whatever he wanted to get, he was going to get it. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't really need a lot of handle because he didn't have the greatest handle, but he was just so effective at getting whatever he wanted. You know what I'm saying? If he could, like they say, get into your spot. You know, he knew where his spots was on the court. And Len Bias could get to them spots, man, and make you pay for it in a lot of different ways. You know, I think though the difference, like I said, I think the difference was Mike had a little more in his tool bag than Len Bias. But you talking about two for sure, you know, great players. It had just been great to see how it would have played out. You know, had they been able to go head to head for 10 years in the NBA. You know, it'd have been great to see that, but you know, of course that didn't happen. But you know, I probably give Mike the edge because we saw more of him. You know what I'm saying? Len Bias just left us wondering, what if? You know, what if? But what you guys think?
I mean, well, me personally, Jordan in college, like I didn't think he was as great as he was in college. And because I didn't think he had like I say, I'm a shooter's guy. I didn't think he had a consistent jump shot. He could dribble better, he could score better, and he played great D. So I thought he was definitely a good player. Bias, like you said, he wasn't a handles guy, but he had a great jump shot, consistent jump shot. But he also was, you know, a bigger size guy where he could take you down in the post and, you know what I mean, get it on one step. Honestly, I felt like in the league that Bias was going to be a better league player because he, you know, like you say, Mike had more versatility, but Bias he was one of those people that you could put in the offense and run the offense directly to him because he was going to, like you say, he was going to be at that spot. If you told him to be on the block, he was going to be on the block, catch it, you know what I mean, one dribble into the hole. Or if, you know what I mean, you ran a kick into the center and he was going to be on that wing and he could catch it and consistently hit that jump shot. So that's what my thought was going to be. But like you said, once Mike got to the league, man, all bets were off because he was unguardable. Yeah. Now, and the last piece with Bias was his handles weren't that great. Now, if that's something that would have developed, if he developed, like you say, create his own shot type of handles or one-on-one, you know what I mean, from the top of the key, then that dude would have been unstoppable.
I think you had to go with the system as well. I mean, him going to the Celtics, floor would have been spread. They had motion offense. I mean, all of them players on the Celtics were great passers. You gotta think he would have had freedom to roam a little bit because you had one of the great all-time post players in Kevin McHale on the post, and then you had Robert Parrish. So then you had him and Bird roaming, and it would have been fantastic to watch them go against, you know, teams like Mavericks, Lakers, you know, those great teams back then. But like I said before, I did think Jordan at the end in his junior year, I just thought he was unbelievable. And he had a lot of things that people don't realize he had already. He didn't, his jump shot wasn't consistent, but it was beautiful. But even as a junior, his footwork was fantastic. If you ever seen Mike go on the post at Carolina, I don't know who, I mean, it's a lot of that was probably natural, but I've always said, there's a few guys in my top 10 as far as footwork. I posted today, Worthy, of course, McHale, Elijah Wan, Kobe, but Michael Jordan's footwork is unbelievable. And I think that was the thing that made him versatile where he could post. He worked on his jump shot. The dude shot over 50% as a shooting guard. With no three-pointer in his repertoire, he could have done it. But nah, that dude was fantastic, man. You know, I'm a Kobe guy, but Kobe's number 2 shooting guard all time behind MJ. Yeah. I just think he was a bit different than Bias.
crazy that you talk about bias because I heard Bird say on more than one occasion, like when you say that he would have had Bird said that had bias stayed around. He said that about Lewis too. Had either one of those guys been around, that he probably would have fell back a little bit.
Yeah,
And
you know what? I can
took
see
less
that.
minutes. He said
I can
that
see that
in regards to both of them.
Mm-hmm. I can see it. And you know what, Neil? I think Bird, because he was such a team guy, and we got to remember, even during the course of the '86 season, Bird's back was starting to act up.
Mm-hmm.
So even though the Celtics, I think the '86 year, they had one of the best seasons ever in NBA history.
Mhm.
I could see him falling back and say, you know what?
Mhm.
Let these young bucks get it on. We're going to keep this thing moving. It might have prolonged his career too.
Right. That's what he said. He
Yeah,
said that.
I agree with, good
Yeah.
point.
And that's just the unfortunate, thing about Lenny passing
Mhm.
is that we just didn't get to see it. What would have happened? What and a lot of people's careers would have been different.
Mhm.
People like to throw that, Mike wouldn't have won 6 rings. We don't know who would have won what. That's you can't just say that. You can't just say, well, if them buys go to Celtics, then that automatically extend their reign. But they couldn't beat the Lakers. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, and then the Pistons got, you just never know. You never know what would have happened, who would have turned out, because the Pistons could have made moves to say, all right, we can't get past these guys. So what do we got to do? We know we right here. What is it that we got to do to get over that hump? So you just never know what would have happened. And that's the shame of it. You know what I'm saying? That's the shame of it because we didn't get to see. And the crazy part is, they drafted Lenny in '86. And I believe they still would have got Reggie Lewis in '87 because he was a end of the first round draft pick. Like, it wasn't like he was a lottery pick. And they got him. They got Reggie at the end of the pick, because they lost to the Lakers in '87. So what was it, 28 teams in the league at that time? 30 teams? 28, because I don't think it was 30 teams yet.
Mhm.
But they would have been like the 26, 27 pick anyway. And Reggie kind of fell to him at that point. So it's possible they could have had Reggie and Limbaugh, for that period of time, man.
But if they had bias, would they have taken Reggie? Because essentially they kind of played the same positions.
But they knew that Larry Bird was aging. He was having them issues with his back. And Red Auerbach wanted Reggie. Red Auerbach was a Reggie guy.
Yeah, with him being in Northwestern, he saw him a lot.
But
Northeastern, yeah.
the fact
Northeastern, right.
the fact that Red Auerbach was cunning enough to get Boston a number 2 pick the year they won the damn world championship. See, and you hear the Red Auerbach stories of how sharp he was, how shrewd he was, how he was able to really get whatever he wanted as far as drafting players.
How he had the mafia behind him.
All of that.
Yeah.
All of that, man.
The one of the great Red Auerbach things is, of course, Boston Garden was one of the all-time great arenas, but I always remember what Magic was like, man, it was so hot in the locker rooms, man. He would do it on purpose.
Yeah.
Right.
No air conditioning in the
No
arena.
air conditioning or no
100
heat.
degrees. They playing the finals in the summer.
Yeah. then the wintertime,
man,
ain't no
great.
heat on in the motherfucker.
Oh man, it's great, man. I love that gamesmanship, man. Come on, man. You playing against your rival. You ain't giving them no luxury. And I'm a Laker fan. I love this shit though. Come on. Come on, man. Red was the man.
Oh yeah. So it's All-Star weekend. I don't really watch that stuff too much no more. I may peep at the dunk contest if I'm around the TV when it's on, but I don't run to the TV like we did back in the day to see it.
Right.
Because because now I'll just see the shit on YouTube. If it was something people talking about, I'll just find the highlights and watch it that way. But it ain't it's not like it was for us growing up, where it was, we gotta go see the dunk contest or 3-point contest, stuff like that. But outside of the one couple years ago with Aaron, I suck with names, man. What's this, the guy Aaron? The real good dunk contest about 4 years
Gordon.
ago.
It was with Magic at the time and Zach Levine.
And Zach Levine.
Yeah.
That's probably the best dunk
They
contest.
2 years. They went at it 2 years in a row, didn't
But I know that first one.
they? Yeah.
That first one they had was epic.
Yeah, I think Gordon should have won that one. He got robbed.
The first one they had was epic. But prior to that, I mean,
Man,
prior to that, man, the Vince Carter joints.
but who was Vince Carter going against? His shit was prime time, but who was the competition?
I remember he went against what's the dark skinned dude that was with Golden State at the time. I can't think of it. Jackson was his last name. Jackson?
Richardson.
Oh,
yeah.
Jason Richardson.
Richardson, yeah. He was tough.
But them contests wasn't like, they wasn't Aaron Gordon and Zach Levine.
Right.
Like, just the level, because them each dunk, the level was going up.
When did Kobe's last All-Star game? Like 5 years ago? 6 years ago.
20 what?
That's the last All-Star game I watched.
That was it.
Oh, come on, man. Kidding me? I'm not gonna waste valuable time on that mess.
Oh my goodness, brother.
Yeah. I get enthralled in some of the greatest documentaries on Sunday afternoon when an All-Star game is on.
And this is why you keep getting Kobe put in the mix.
Sorry, man. It's the truth, though.
This is why he keep getting put in the
And
mix.
people will acknowledge he made the All-Star games really competitive in his era as well. Because it wasn't okay, we're gonna let y'all score 178 points.
So he was the only one that did it?
No, I'm not saying. No, I'm saying
because look,
all those
I
guys
just
did.
watched they showed a All-Star game highlight, boy, today. It was every bit of 4.5 minutes long, you know. Probably about 20 plays. 17 of them plays was David Robinson getting dunked on, yo. So he was playing deep.
He was playing.
But I had to comment. I wrote on the comment. If I was him, bro, I'd get a injunction against that tape immediately, bro. A cease and desist on that tape. Get that off the internet, bro.
I wouldn't, because
man,
look,
you
he
crazy.
came to play. He was the admiral.
Man, the admiral was sinking with the ship, bro. He got dunked on by Shaq, Jordan, Grant Hill, Scottie Pippen.
Those are all time
Patrick
greats,
Ewing.
Yeah, no.
Who else don't go? I mean, come on, bro.
They were playing, man. I'd rather watch that than Russell Westbrook, you know. Come on, man. Throwing up alley-oops. I mean, ain't no defense, no nothing. Nah.
Yeah, I don't know what became of the All-Star game.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I don't like we just gonna run up and down the court. And
right, even the way they do it now that they pick teams, like who came up with that?
Yeah, but they did that because the interest was low. Yeah, because they stopped playing. Just go out and play the game.
Yeah,
nah, they claim they did it because it was that the talent was lopsided. They kept saying that the West had all the talent.
Oh my God,
and
that's
it made it.
Who says that?
Whatchamacallit?
No,
I know that was what they were complaining about because the West won it for 3 years straight.
No,
oh man,
non-basketball.
Yeah, non-basketball
people say that shit.
So that was their way of making it the teams more even.
In baseball, the National League won the All-Star game fucking every year when we was kids.
Thank you.
Every fucking year the National League won. I think the American League finally won like 81 or 82 or something.
Yeah, come on, man. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. But
then we got LeBron and Kevin Durant picking.
Yeah, I don't like this picking shit. I don't particularly care for that.
Right.
Just the East, West,
And why
Let's line them up and
and why
let's go.
LeBron got to pick? See, this is the problem in the bubble.
Because the way they
Is he
do it is the
LeBron?
number one vote getter.
Yeah, but I know,
on-
but they should waive
you know.
that shit too, because it's just like in the bubble. That's why them young dudes in the bubble was getting after LeBron because they thought he was the big man on campus and he knew everything. Y'all heard about that too, right?
Nah,
Where a lot of them young dudes was like, "Yo, why you speaking for us, man? We can speak for ourselves."
Mm.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yo,
till
I'm
you
gonna be
have
honest,
purple
man.
gold.
That bubble was. I ain't watched as many games as I have before the bubble. Since that bubble was some bullshit.
Yeah, come
I
on,
mean,
man.
yo,
Come on, man.
no crowd noise, yo. That shit was like they was playing in a goddamn a sound stage, yo. I couldn't take it.
Yeah,
I mean, it is what it is.
Since then, man, my viewership has gone down.
said viewership.
Yes.
Look, the Nielsen rating.
Right. One man
Nielsen-
rating system, yo. That
Nielsen
killed my
sure rating.
vibe, bruh.
It is what it is. You know,
Mhm.
I don't give a fuck where they play it. If they didn't play it all back,
Yeah.
I'd have tuned in. I'd have watched that shit. I just like the game like that,
I love the game too.
you know. But I mean, I ain't gonna fuck with this. Ain't LeBron night. We'll be all night talking about that name, man. You know.
Not really, not
But,
me. I'm done. I'm done.
He on your Lakers, bruh. How you
No,
done?
No. I can't. I said it when he got on the team. I can't wait for him to get off the team.
Man,
He's not a Laker.
I ain't never heard nobody complain about somebody being on
He's
that
not a
their
Laker.
team, bro.
Carmelo's not a Laker. I don't want him on that team either.
What? You don't want
Because he
Hoodie
switch
Mello?
up. No, because he switch up. One day he from New York, another day from West Baltimore. Take your pick. What do you want to do? He's a New Yorker.
He's a Laker right now. Matter of fact, both of them are.
Yeah. Neither one of them get no statue.
No, they don't want that.
No.
They don't want that. They ain't tripping off that. I can promise you that. They ain't
There's a
tripping off that.
possibility we have some of Melo's relatives listening, because
Yeah. What's up, family?
yeah.
To all the
How's Lala?
Anthony family. Peace and blessings.
I just figured I'd throw that. How's Lala?
Oh, I'm not doing good.
Tell me something. Do you think Tommy is
Um,
attributed to them breaking up? Because when she went to play in the snow, it was a wrap. Oh,
Hey.
you went gangster on that ass.
Hey, They got-
All right, I'm sorry, man.
they got her ass up out of there though, didn't they?
Yeah. Damn, hey.
They ain't had to do her like that.
No, he didn't have to do her like
But
that.
she was great snitch on her though, one. Yeah, she's great tell.
One minute she was,
know.
then the next minute she
Yeah, you
was
never
running.
know.
You don't know, bro.
Never know.
She was iffy with it.
But you know how it is.
And her own girlfriend did it.
And you know how it is. Ain't much common sense in the streets. If the thought arises that you are on the opposite side of what we got going, you got to go. Gotta
The
go.
quickness.
Gotta go.
I don't know. Either way.
So, do y'all have any? We talked a little bit about it. Yeah, any great All-Star weekend memories? Like we talked about a couple of the contests, the dunk contests.
Yeah, Jordan all day.
Yeah, that 88 run. I always say Dominique won that. Dominique should have
Right.
won that dunk contest, but
That
You
was
know-
the equivalent of the first Gordon and Levine.
He didn't win.
joint.
Come on, y'all really thought he won that dunk
Yeah, I
contest?
think
oh yeah,
so,
he
bro.
won that.
He won that.
He won that.
It wasn't like they was at O'Donnell Heights or somewhere. They was in Chicago.
Well,
And that's why.
that played into why
That's
he won.
why.
Yeah, come on, he won. Fair and square.
Yeah, that play ain't no fair and square. He won. He got that home court.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you
Look,
something.
hold on. Let me interject here. Speaking of that, I read an article today where what's the commissioner of the NBA?
Adam Silver.
Adam Silver came out and said, what's the boy in Cleveland? He said he ain't saying it is because the All-Star was in Cleveland, but it did have a part to play in what's his name, dude from Cleveland that was with Brooklyn, the center.
Kevin Love? No,
Not
no.
Kevin Love. The other one, dude with the afro. He said the All-Star being in Cleveland may have had a part to play with him making an All-Star, although he's having a great season. And Jared, what's his name?
I'll tell you, I'll set the names up.
The Afro dude, Jared.
Oh, I know you're talking about. Let's just call him Charles Oakley.
You stupid. Yeah, but so that goes to show the influence of the city that the All-Star game is played in.
Yeah.
Jared Allen, that's his name.
Yeah. So you don't think Jordan legitimately won that?
Nah, I think down.
I think they gave him a 50. They gave him a 50 on a dunk that was clearly not a 50.
Right, and then they gave Dom a 40-something on one that should have been a 50.
Should have been a 50.
I don't know. That pump from the free throw line and the legs flaring. It's tough to beat, buddy.
We got 50 on that one.
Right.
He deserved it.
No, that's what happened. He did the same dunk twice, and they gave him a 50 back to back or something, wasn't it? No, they shouldn't have. How you
not only that, this is one
dunk?
thing.
How you gonna do the same dunk in a dunk contest?
It was free throw. I'm gonna tell you why. And this is another thing. And the people.
That was the one he did to kiss the rim twice.
Oh yeah, but you know what? One thing he does with his from the free throw line dunk that I don't see other people doing. And they never do this. Michael Jordan actually dribbles the ball.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Zach Levine dribbled when he took it through his legs. He was one step inside, but come on now, took it through his legs. But he took it through his legs, bro. Come on now. He took it through his legs. That ain't
Michael Jordan.
He took it through his legs, bro. Come on now. To me, that's better. That's better.
Oh no, stop.
That's better. Come on now, taking the ball through your legs, switching hands.
No. Do you have video of Zach Levine dunk?
Bro, YouTube,
because we can break it down right now.
YouTube.
Kenny, you're pretty good with this shit.
Y'all go ahead and talk. Let me look for this.
No, I can't talk. I gotta go to the bathroom real quick.
It's right there on YouTube. Zach Levine threw the legs from the free throw line.
No, it's nowhere in this world.
It made me go to the videotape. Shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna be back too. I gotta take a break.
Wait a minute. This is a live show, man. We can't just have.
Oh my bad.
Hold on.
I mean, you still there entertain the people.
Nah, man. I mean, wait till he come right back.
All right.
I'm gonna find this thing right.
Yeah, but I definitely think that through the legs is.
And what is it? Zach Levine
through the legs from the foul line.
YouTube is slow. Agent James, what's up, homeboy? See Zion jump from the line also. Yeah, he damn sure can't do it now, son.
Right.
Now my YouTube.
That's another topic of discussion that I saw on the meme team. They had Zion compared. Look, your son posted it. He got it in the comments.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it on the screen.
Oh, but they got Zach Levine next to your boy. It was the Portland center that.
Oh, Greg Oden.
Yeah,
I saw the meme.
Yeah.
I saw the meme. I ain't watched. I mean, I ain't read the thing though.
Because they had the comparison. LeBron in his first 3 seasons, 85 games or 82 games, and Odom 85. So they's like, is this the is the precursor, or is this what's going on?
So what is it? What do you said was between the legs?
Yeah, from the foul line. I mean, he was like one step inside the foul line, took it between his legs and dunked it. I ain't gonna lie though, that joint that Adam Gordon did when he took it off the mascot under his like he was sitting in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And that was tough too. Like you said, them dudes was going back to back. They might not have just that one clip. They probably show the whole, like the little. Because when I saw it on Facebook, it was like they were showing them You know what I mean? Both their dunks. They showed like the little snippet of all of their dunks.
No, I got it. I got just
Okay.
his.
Okay.
What's up, Age?
I got his. Wait a minute.
Hey, Cheese,
Yeah, I'm coming, man.
bro, we got to talk about that your screen picture, bro.
Oh, don't it look tranquil?
I'm just saying, bro, the beach and the O's hat just kind of don't match to me, bro. Unless you
it?
was at Ocean City, bro.
That's where I was.
Yeah,
I was in Ocean City.
oh,
Yeah, I was in
okay.
Ocean
I was
City.
about to say, if you was out in Cali at the beach, bro, come
No,
on
it
now.
was 30 degrees out there. That's in December.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, in Cali, man, I had the polo on.
You ain't
No.
you ain't just say that shit looks tranquil though, did you?
It does.
You didn't just say that live on TV, did
I'm back, fellas.
Perfect timing. I'll be back.
I'm back like Stevie A hairline.
you? Damn. Poor Stephen A.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wait till Neil come back.
Oh, we got some new
video.
Herman Ville. What's up, Bake?
Oh, Bink, you in there? Oh
What's
yeah,
up,
yeah,
Adrian?
yeah. What's up, Bink? What's going
What's up,
on?
Adrian in the hole?
Yeah, I gave Adrian a shout out.
Now I don't know if Zion can do that now though, man.
Oh, hell no.
I hope so, man. He's a talent, man. But I tell you this, huh?
I'm waiting till Neil come back to bring the video up.
Okay. But you know what, man? I'm afraid of Zion, man. Is that he has the same injury that my man from Ohio State had with the knee fracture, right?
Yeah.
And he never fully recovered from that. So that's tough, man, especially a big guy, man, who's so explosive. I hope he gets back though, man. But that's a tough injury, man.
You know, with respect to injuries, right? Yeah, Adrian, I was gonna bring that up tonight too.
Hold up.
I wanted to do it last week, but I'm gonna do it tonight.
He said Embiid.
Yeah, he had a post about that last week.
Was he drinking? Who, Embiid said this?
No. Adrian had a post about Embiid versus Shaq.
Oh, Embiid.
Yeah,
so Adrian, you think Embiid is more skilled than Shaq? I'll tell you this. Low post wise, see, that's the only problem. Oh, you gonna wait to talk about this, Kenny?
Yeah. I was gonna talk about it anyway.
Okay, all right.
I'm back.
My bad, man. I'll wait. Okay.
All right, no. So let's do this video first. While we
Nah, bro. I was thought it was Embiid said it, Adrian. My bad, man.
Can y'all hear that?
Nah, ain't no sound.
We don't need no sound.
We don't need sound. That's what
We
I'm
don't
about to
need
say.
no sound, man. We talking over. Yeah.
Look at that.
Let's see him doing a slow-mo. Here we go.
Look at that, bro. He's literally a shoe in front of the foul line through his legs.
Okay.
And he took it from his right hand to his left hand through his legs and then dunked it.
No, he took it from his left to his right.
No, he didn't. He started with it in his right hand. He took it to his left hand, took it through his legs back to his right hand. Look.
Hold up, do it again.
He's dribbling with his right hand.
Oh, do it again. Let me see that.
Picks it up with his right hand, switches it to his left.
I only saw half a dribble, Neil. Come on, man.
Bro, your eyes, you slipping. You need your glasses. Look.
All right. Okay.
Right hand.
That was a nice dunk.
Left hand.
That was a
through
nice
his legs.
dunk.
Bam.
Come on. Get to Jordan.
Bro, I don't care what you say, bro. Come on now.
No, because you're gonna say it for.
I'm gonna say what?
Hold up, wait a minute, hold on, Neil. Hold on.
No, he's not. He's a shoe.
No, he's a shoe.
A shoe length in front. His heel is on the line. He's a shoe length in front. And if we're being honest, Mike stepped on the line too.
Nah, the other ones he didn't.
Mike stepped on the line too, bro.
Both times?
The first one, Mike stepped on the line.
Yeah, but the second one he didn't.
Bro, come on now.
Hold on, man. You gonna bring up Jordan now?
Yeah, give me a second. Give me a second. Y'all go ahead and chop it up or something. I'm doing
Yeah,
this.
let's chop it up about how that Zap Levine joint look.
Nah, that was a
like
nice
like an airplane coming in. You know what I mean? He had somebody signaling him like, "Hey, land right here,
Well,
land right here,
we're not gonna start on the airplane thing.
land right here."
Are we?
That's how that duck went. Land. Here we go. Look. Right here. Here you go. Come down.
Man, nah, y'all crazy, man.
All right, this is what I'm gonna do. You got the I'm gonna just do this. This was the first one. So what's year for Jordan? I got the very first one. Like
Show the first one first. I mean, I think he stepped on the line both times. So I'm being honest.
Yeah, he could have.
Definitely
They're
the
all
first
great.
time.
You can pick anyone.
All right.
Oh, great. Pick the one when he's in Chicago when he deserved to win.
This was the one when he had the choker joint on. This ain't it.
Hell is that?
Yeah, you've been gaffled.
Yeah.
Man,
Somebody did the Soldier Boy on you.
Kenny to put Kenny put
Somebody put the
Pornhub
Soldier
up,
Boy
man.
on you.
Yo, they ain't Jordan on no Pornhub, is it?
Nah, that was
Somebody said Embiid being more skilled than Shaq.
Oh, we gonna talk about that because Adrian brought up a good conversation there. So we gonna see what's cracking with that.
I need a producer. Do some of this shit.
You might have to take the X off the top of that. Yeah, X that out.
And Mike Shorts grew as he grew.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
Oh, and it's in slow motion, so we can see all of the details.
But you gotta do the one in Chicago because he added
Hold
the
up.
pump.
What the
He
hell?
added the pump to
what
it.
happened?
Huh?
Then he showed the dunk. What happened?
No, I saw it.
I didn't. Rewind it.
Can you see it?
It skipped the dunk.
Oh,
I'm
there we
looking
go
at it
there.
now.
I didn't
see
see it. Rewind it for me. Something happened. It was a glitch on my
No, go
side.
to 88 slam dunk.
No, hold up.
Kenny.
Rewind this one, bruh. Let me see this. Rewind it. There's a
Because he
glitch
didn't
on
add
my
the
side.
leg. He didn't add the leg flare on this one.
All right, yeah, let it play.
By the way, I had them same ones too. At the same time. He made that look so
I don't know
easy.
what's going on with my screen, bro, but it keeps skipping. I see him dribble, and then I see him under the basket. I'm not seeing the dunk.
Yo, you still got net zero internet?
There you go, bro. I can see the replay, the slow motion, but I didn't see the first one. I don't know what's going on with that.
Show 88 one. Mike can see that one. Hold on. They got dial up.
Thank you, K. Wilkes Jr. on the line. K. Wilkes Jr. to the on the line.
Adrian said, White said the light skinned cat was wait. Yeah, we're gonna show the one at 88 because that's the one we're talking about. Because that's the one he added the leg flare.
Bro, it don't matter. Through the legs from the foul line is
and by the way, Jordan was higher too.
Now you making excuses.
No, he was higher.
You making excuses.
He dumped higher.
Okay.
And he got 6 rings.
You said what now?
He got 6 rings.
That don't have nothing to do with the dunk contest, bro.
I know, man. I just want to throw this shit in. Come on.
All right. I got to hire me a producer. This guy. I just need to say roll goddamn video number 2. I'm working this shit.
Hold on. Did you bring it back?
Can y'all see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I'm done. I won.
No, you
Yeah, that's
didn't,
all I
bro.
need to see.
No, you
That's all.
didn't, bro.
Look at.
You.
Come
That's
on, Neil.
cool.
You fronting. Neil, you fronting.
I'm not
man.
fronting,
Hold
bro.
on.
I'm still going with the Zach
Go back,
Levine.
go back, go back. I
I'm
wanna show
going with
this
the
stuff.
Zach Levine, yo. Through
back
the
and show-
legs from the foul line.
Nah, man.
Come on
This
now.
Jordan dunk is ridiculous.
It's cool, but it's if we talking
No, I don't
about
wanna
from the
see
foul
that.
line, that's number 2.
Look at this. Nah, not
That's
this
number
one.
2.
This kiss the rim was crazy too, but not this one.
That's the one he did twice.
Yeah. But that's in Seattle, though. That's not in Chicago.
Yeah, that's Seattle right there.
On the same as Levine through whatchamacallit.
Yo, why you ain't going back to the free throw line, dunk?
It's a barrage.
This in Seattle. That's basic for Jordan, though, man.
Yeah, he was doing that at Carolina.
Yeah, that's a crazy. I liked it. His flair was unique, though. That was crazy. He could easily hit his head on these. Look at the flex. Come on, Neil. Come on, man.
Bruh.
That ain't Chicago. Go to the first one, Ken. Look at his first one. His head is over the rim.
Bro, his head is not over the rim.
Yeah, it is, and he pumps it.
His head is not over the rim. He
I'm
pumps
sorry, I
it, but
thought
his
that
head
was
is
me
not
at first.
over the rim, bro.
Show it again. He pumps
His-
it. Did you see the pump though? The pump is
Did you
equivalent
see
to
the
that.
right hand to the left hand through the legs back to the right hand
I
dunk
didn't see that.
from
That
the
was
foul line?
That was an
I know you was in the
illusion.
bathroom when that happened. He was in the bathroom.
Said he wished Ja Morant was in a slam dunk contest tomorrow. Yeah, yeah.
Who said that?
Adrian. I tell you what, I'm impressed with
Who's
that
even
kid.
in the dunk contest? I don't even know.
I don't even know.
I'm impressed with his game though, man. I think he has a good game.
So John Morant,
he's
John Morant,
He's
the
a good
truth.
player.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like him.
He's a good
I
player,
don't
man.
think Memphis got enough to
Keep him.
make a run. No, they gonna hold him. but
Oh, they can keep him. They gonna give him a max.
They ain't got enough this year to make a run.
Really? You don't think so?
Nah.
Ain't they 3 in the West or something like that?
Yeah, they gonna be a high seed, but I don't think they can win it. I don't think they can win the shit.
You know, for you to be a Jordan fan, this is awfully disappointing that you can't bring this video back.
No, I got the video, and I'm trying to wait for the advertisements and all that shit.
Oh.
Motherfuckers ain't
They
paying.
can be part of the show.
Huh?
Mhm.
The advertisement.
You better pay me some money.
Guy
Send
from
me
the Knicks. And
Send me a check.
yeah, that guy can fly too. The kid from the Knicks, man. He's a Skywalker.
Ooh.
I forgot his name.
$1988.
Not one time the Knicks' head get above the rim.
Bruh, stop it.
Not one time.
Stop it.
Let's check it out. You know, this is factual. His head is never going to get to the rim like Jordan.
Oh my goodness. Look at that face. That was the face right there. Like, what are you talking about, cheese?
Yeah. Watch. He's never going to get to the rim. I'm telling you. For him to have such a great vert, his head never goes over the rim, to the rim.
Why would he have to, bro? He don't have to.
He's not
That
Jordan.
don't make sense.
Not Jordan. Look at that. This is before
Look, his foot was on the line before he even made the dunk.
This is before the flair and the social media.
His foot was on the line before he even dunked the ball.
He's mainly going on just swagger right now. That's
Mhm.
it. Look at this. He's dribbling left to right, the left. Come on, man. And he made it look easy.
Yeah, okay.
Look, watch the flair. Watch the leg kick. I'm sorry, man. You can turn it off now, Kenny. I'm finished. Watch this guy. I mean, come on, man. Yeah, he got up on that one. Hey, but I'm going to tell you this. You know, the best thing he ever did was building that court. And when I lit them niggas up O'Donnell Heights.
Yeah, I had a couple good games.
Oh,
up
my
there,
goodness.
too.
Yo, Yo, we lit him up, man. Me,
He was
Dick,
up there on that one.
yo, me, Dick, Pig.
He
and
up there
I
on
forgot
that.
who else. Yo, we went up there and they were swole because we didn't get off the court the whole day. Obi Tobin, that's right.
Yeah, but Tobin is like what, 6'10"?
Something like that.
Don't look as good when big tall dudes dunk.
Georgia's make it look so easy though, man. Are y'all still swole about this? Come on, I could have did that.
You could have did that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. He was inside of. Yo, he was a skywalk on that one. Even though he was waiting. You agree with me, Neil, on that?
I agree that Zach Levine's through the legs.
All right, we finished with that, Kenny.
From
we
the
good.
foul line.
Good, man.
Is a better dunk. That's what I agree to.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get flagged for that shit too.
Ain't Obi Toppin, he's his pops played in the NBA, didn't he?
It's a good question.
I don't know.
I saw a special about him or something.
I don't even know.
Look what AJ wrote.
Mike Dunk was not as good as Zach Levine, and Shaq is definitely not as skilled as my guy Embiid. Maybe more dominant, but skill-wise, Embiid is better than Shaq.
Damn. How can I unpack this one?
Yeah, so let's throw that around.
Okay.
Because he had a post up last week, and I wanted to talk about it last week, but it.
Who had a post?
With Agent James.
Okay.
And we just didn't get time ran out on us last week.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll end us for the night too. So we can throw that around. So that's our old school versus new school for the night. Shaq, Shaquille O'Neal, the Diesel, Shactus. How many other nicknames this motherfucker got?
Shaq and the Fool.
Versus Joel Embiid. So I think Shaq became more of a well, he was always, a low post guy. He did a little bit more. He took a little more chances in Orlando. His first couple of years, he would go coast to coast here and there. He wasn't real consistent doing it. He would do it here and there. I guess just to show that he could do it. But he was a traditional center, and that's how the game was played. That was my point when I commented on Adrian's post was, the game was just played different at that time. You know what I'm saying? Your big guys was big guys. They didn't really have to step out or go out to the 3-point line or take people out the dribble. They didn't have to do that. They just used the skills they had and dominated. And Shaq was, like I say, considered the most dominant big man by a lot of people. One thing when you having debates about how the game was versus how it is now is the evolution of the game get kind of lost in that. The game have evolved to where big men have to have more skills nowadays than they did once upon a time. The game just evolved that way. So it's just par for the course that Embiid, skill wise, got a better package than Shaq. And I'm talking about his basketball package for y'all freak motherfuckers to take it somewhere else.
Pause.
And when
But,
you say a better basketball package, break that down for me. What
Yeah,
makes
I was
his
thinking the
skill level
same thing.
better than Shaq?
so he can face up, go out to the 3-point line. He can shoot the three. He can get you off the dribble if he have to. And when I say better, he can do those things better than Shaq. But also keep in mind, Shaq didn't have to do those things. You know what I'm saying? He was so good at the shit that he did. He didn't need to go out to the 3-point line or get nobody off the dribble. He could put you on his back and do what he wanted with you. And then another thing to get lost with Shaq is them title years with the Lakers. Shaq was more than just a turn and dunk on you type of guy. He could turn and the little soft little hook on you. He could give you a little shimmy. He had some stuff down in the paint other than just turning and going. You know what I'm saying? He was a little more than that in those years. And then, he got bigger. He just was just more powerful than everybody. And it seemed like the centers was getting smaller. As the 2000s went on, the centers wasn't even 7 feet no more. The 7-footers was out on the wing. The KGs, the Tim Duncans, them guys wasn't really down there mixing it up like that no more. So that's just my point. I always look at the way the game evolved to say, I don't say one is better than the other. I think the game evolved that way. And a big guy don't have to just sit in the paint and be effective no more. But what say you guys?
So let me have a quick question here. So as the new game has evolved, is it now a must that your center is able to step out and shoot the three?
I think that depends on what else you got on the team. But I just think the way you build your team. So if you're able to get a guy with those skills versus going out and finding that, because it's not hard to find. I mean, it's not easy to find that either. It's not easy to just go out and get a guy like Embiid, because if it was that easy, every team would have one.
Well, I'm not just saying Embiid, because typically now all of the centers are shooting threes, pretty much stepping out and shooting threes. You got Vucevic, you got Porzingis stepping out. You got Lakers. What's your boy AD? The Lakers.
Yeah, but I don't think I don't think all centers can do multiple things to that high level.
No, but I'm just saying, has the game evolved to where the center is expected to be able to shoot threes now? I
just think the game now is more guard dominated. The guards dominate the ball much more. It's less movement, more isolation.
Do they really dominate the game?
Right, Jokic. You got Jokic in Denver stepping out and shooting the three.
See, here's the thing:
the majority of teams, the guards dominate the ball, or the small forward type.
So now we kind of
I know where you going, Chiefs. I think we on the same.
Yeah,
but go ahead and say what you gonna say.
There's a few things. Number one, I totally respect what Adrian putting up there, and I see where he's going with this, but there's nowhere in this world that I think Embiid is more skilled than Shaq, because and he brought up a great point that you all did. Shaq had Kobe and Penny. He wasn't asked to go out there. I also think Shaq had a great low post game. The knock that I've always had on Embiid is that he never. See, here's the thing: as a big man in today's game, you are not. It's not a must to be a 3-point shooter. It's just what they've been coached as junior high, middle school, going to high school. They're watching this on TV. Big guys are spreading the floor. If Embiid was to develop a low post game, say like Elijah Wan, in my opinion, he would be even more unstoppable. But I saw him do the little James Harden 2-step back and got it blocked another. You can shoot the three. Doesn't mean you're going to be effective. I just don't think he's not as quick as Shaq. He's not as athletic as Shaq. I don't think he's a better defender than Shaq. If you say, okay, well, he can step out to 17, 20 feet. Okay, I give you that. But like you said, I mean, did Shaq really need to do that? He was so dominant 10 feet and in. He didn't need to do that.
I ain't had to.
And the one thing I will say, if Shaq was to shoot 70% from the free throw line, he would be unquestioned the most dominant player to ever play the game. Just 70%. But I think it get lost in you have these guys who see this now, like a Jokic or, you know, a Porzingis, where these guys are so agile as far as getting that game out. But you got to understand, I mean, you had guys like Larry Bird at 6'10", 6'9", 6'10", who were doing this. And you're like, oh, man, that's unheard of. You had a Magic at 6'9" running the point guard. Even today, by today's standards, if you say, all right, give me, who's your number one point guard of all time? Who you taking?
Magic.
8 out of 10 is going to take Magic. So I think it's a case where, okay, skill level, I'm not giving that to Embiid, because I'll tell you this. This dictates to what Neil is saying about, you know, is it a must to be a 3-point shooter as a big man? No, because even somebody like Kevin Garnett, who I totally think 10 out of 10 times is more skilled than Embiid. And the one thing about Garnett, he could go out and guard a stretch 4 or a stretch 5 with no problem. And he was the great equalizer. And I think defense gets lost with a lot of this stuff when people talk basketball.
Yeah, and I agree with Byron. You know, the game is just not played the same way. The game is an outside-in game, where before it was an inside-out. The game just played different. So you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to bring different skills to the game. See, like the kid, like kids coming up now, it's about, you know, I can't say it even now, because we wanted to be noticed too. We wanted to be seen too. Everybody wanted to show what they could do. You know, we all wanted to show. But it's just the way that the game is played. You know, when we came up, you know, if you had a dominant big guy, or you had a big guy that could score it, you throw it in, and you kind of let him do what he do. You know, where now, you know, the guards just dominate the game. Like, and at my level, you know, and I don't compare what we do to high school, but like, yo, the guards dominate the game. And I remember, you know, I always go to my guy, Big John, but, you know, he would say, you know, big guys are dependent. They play a dependent position. Back at once upon a time, big guys needed somebody to throw them the ball. You know what I'm saying? Because they wasn't bringing the ball up the court. They wasn't, you know, sitting outside and moving around. They was in that post, and somebody had to get them the ball for them to do what they do. But the game is not that way now. You know, so where big guys had more freedom to step out, either shoot or go off the dribble or do the things they do. In today's game a little more open, you know, a little more free flowing, but you got to have skills too. So yeah, some of the players are a little more skilled just because the game dictate that. But I don't say the players are better. I don't get into that debate. You know what I'm saying, about who better than who. Because it's like I said earlier, it's something you'll never win that debate. It's just opinion.
Yeah. I think AJ made a good point. And I can respect that AJ talking about Embiid, but as far as KG being a 4, now you have to realize KG, when I said stretch 4 to a 5, KG guarded centers and power forwards. And that's why I said that's why he was so unique. A lot of times, even with Minnesota, he would start at the center position. When he went to the Celtics, of course, they had Big Perk who would start.
Well, even in Minnesota, when he first got there, they had whatchamacallit at the center.
Who?
Then they had Bo Outlaw. Wasn't he at Minnesota?
I
think
don't
I
know.
was the
I
center,
think KG was starting at the center.
Mm.
And
know.
then Kevin McHale actually had him kind of, expand his game.
I know
But,
at one time they had Olo Candy out there
Yeah.
in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
That might have been when they had Sam Cassell in them.
Yeah.
Sam Cassell and Spreewell.
And Spreewell. But he was so unique. And I'll say it again. If I had him, he could guard Embiid. Or Embiid would have to guard him if he was playing in that position. And I just think he's more skilled. If he was playing the total center, he was so diverse though. He goes stretch 4 to 5. But I respect your point on, where you're saying Embiid's low post game is, and it has improved. Don't get me wrong. So I can respect that.
So I always
Hold up,
always
let me get my opinion real quick, because like I see where he said not as dominant. And I'm gonna agree with him. I do believe Embiid is more skilled. And it goes back to what we were saying about Jordan versus bias. I believe Embiid has more things in his bag that make him more versatile. He can step out and shoot not even necessarily the 3, but he can shoot the the mid-range jump shot. He can catch the ball at the top of the key and go one-on-one and get to the hole. I believe he does that better than Shaq did. I think when Shaq did it, Shaq was because he was so powerful that most of the time he just ran people over. Mm-hmm. Whereas Embiid has that finesse game. And I think that finesse game is more skilled. Yeah. But like he said, he's definitely not dominant because he doesn't it's like he doesn't use his strengths or use that skill and that finesse to where he should be dominating his opponents. Like, agree. Depending on who you have on you is when you like Elijah Wan, depending on who he had on him is determine what he did that day. If he had somebody that couldn't guard him in the post, then he was just turning and whatchamacallit. When he had Shaq on him, he stepped out with Shaq and he gave him the shimmy and went past him. That's where you become a dominant player, where you learn to use the tools that you have and the skills that you have.
Totally agree.
To annihilate your competition. If I had to compare somebody to Embiid, to me he plays like Patrick Ewing. Like Patrick Ewing with the Knicks. Pat wasn't dominating centers. Pat would do what he did, but I can't think of nobody when he really dominated any of the other centers in the league. You know what I'm saying?
Pat was so consistent though, and that's probably,
I mean, Embiid is consistent. He 30 points a game. Yeah. You know what I mean? 25, 30 points a game, 15 rebounds.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So
I don't know if you want to read Byron. He had a great comment, and I agree with his comment as well.
Steph Curry.
Yeah. And how he kind of goes in line with me. If Embiid played in the paint more with Harden, I see, but I'm, again, you got it that other end of the court, man. I don't know. I mean, Harden's not going to stop anybody, and B's not going to stop. I just don't see it.
But that go back to
Harden's definitely not stopped.
No, he ain't stopping nobody. But that go back to what I said earlier about how the team is made up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If the team is made up a certain way, it take a little pressure off you to do certain things. So with Harden coming over offensively, if Harden can get his shit together, because he haven't been tearing the league up. Now, and I know playing with KD and them has something to do with that because he wasn't getting as many shots. But, you know what I'm saying? If he could take some offensive load off of him, maybe he will, anchor down a little bit more on the defensive end. If he got that in his DNA. The defense is something you got to want to do.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You got to want to play D. And, he haven't done it to this point in his career.
But Embiid has had players that he had when why can I never think? Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler
took a lot of the pressure off of him.
score because he was a dog.
Right. And
But I mean,
you
I'm
know,
one of the few people who think that the Brooklyn Nets made out on this deal.
I
And
mean,
all because of what
if all of those pieces can play together, they made
Yep.
it out because they got a lot more. You know what I mean? It's crazy because Brooklyn now got what's the center they got? Dude from Detroit.
yeah.
And when he went to the Lakers, I was like, why didn't they grab him
Yep.
then? When
Andre Drummond.
Drummond, when he was a free agent before the Lakers signed him, and they finally got him. So I don't know.
not that
I
they
think that's
got Curry.
Right.
But the key, and can he put a finger on it? What you put in place to fill these holes, and I think Ben Simmons on the defensive end. This is what I mean. You don't need to go and score 20 a night or be James Harden.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great passer. He's a great rebounder at the guard position. He's big, he's athletic, and he'll get you a 15 to 20 a night. But that defensive prowess, if they allow Kyrie to play, which they should at this point, play every night.
Right. At this point, they should just pay every fine for the rest of this.
And
season.
let the man play. Because if you're gonna do it like this, let the man play. So you got Kyrie and Ben Simmons in the backcourt, Seth Curry coming off the bench with KD, Drummond, and the other guy. They done added some defensive parts that they didn't add.
Drummond and Simmons definitely stocked up their defensive.
They have a
ability.
well-rounded team if they all come back healthy and they're allowed to play together. I see them beating teams like the Bulls, the Heat, and the Sixers.
Yeah, I still got the Bulls as a sleeper though, bro.
Oh, they are sleeping.
I think the Bulls might surprise some people.
So what y'all think about Milwaukee? How you think
I mean, Milwaukee's going to be Milwaukee, but I think that equalizer can be Brooklyn if they're healthy. I really do. I mean,
health is always the biggest factor.
And that's a guy who I will put on a Greek Freak. I will put Ben Simmons on him. I wouldn't put him on the first and second quarter. But the end of the third quarter and the fourth quarter, I will put Ben Simmons on here and say, look, this is what we brought you here for. Yeah. Lock down.
I'm not the biggest Greek Freak fan. Because a lot of times to me, he looked like he out of control.
Yeah, he is.
To me, like Greek Freak is he gets the same leniency that Shaq got. A lot of times he just runs people over. And you know what I mean? I know you can't call every call, but a lot of times that's like you say, Kenny, he's just full speed ahead. He does look out of place, and because I guess, I believe he knows they ain't gonna call everything, but a lot of times he's just running straight into guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ben Simmons is a great defender.
Right, but I don't think he has the body. I don't think he got the body right to.
He could mess him up on the perimeter. Like if he trying to put the ball on the floor, he could distract him that way.
Right, but if Bill Simmons, right. I don't even think like if he coming, the way, like I say, the way Greek Freaks sometimes get the ball at the three and just dribble straight, and I don't think they can stop him on that.
See, you don't think so? I think he can stay in front of him. I don't think it will be a task.
That's gonna be so we're gonna see a lot of charges then if it would have to, man. Because Greek just run people over, man.
They're gonna have to be physical with him,
right?
Man. But I mean, if the refs let them play playoff basketball, that's another thing. But I think, in the rest of his game, I think as far as Ben Simmons, about confidence. You hit that 15-footer. I'm not asking you to shoot no threes. You got KD, you got Kyrie, you got Seth Curry. These guys are gonna do that.
But the thing about Ben Simmons, it ain't even just his confidence in the J that's the issue, bro. Because like what game was that when he passed the ball? He had a layup and passed the ball because he didn't want to go get fouled and go to the free throw line.
That's what I mean. That's all confidence, though. I'm not just talking about the J, but yeah, his game is the dude is an all-star, man, in my opinion. He's one of the few players.
There's no question he's one of the best players in the league.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
But like I said a couple weeks ago, man,
I don't know, bro. I'm gonna question that. But
that shit is here.
I'm gonna
It's
question
here.
that.
I can dig it. I can
It's
dig
here,
it.
man. It's here. It's mental. It's a mental thing with him right now. He is
Yeah.
in his head. Whatever it is that's going on, he just don't want to have that pressure on him. Whether it's
Right.
a
He
free
does not
throw,
want the pressure.
a
He don't want to
layup.
be the one that gets the fingers pointing at him when he F's up.
Well,
Yeah,
guess
He's
what?
scared to
That's-
F up.
That's mental.
Well,
Right.
guess what?
That's
He's going
mental.
into
Some
the.
of that ain't mental. Some of that is heart.
He's going into. Good point. But he's going
Some of that
into
is heart.
the two toughest fan bases in sports, Philly and New York City.
Yeah, but I mean,
He's gonna have to get some ball
he didn't
somewhere.
have he wasn't that bad off until that series a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He was effective. He never been a great free throw shooter.
What's up, Simon?
Diamond, what's up, homeboy?
Adrian said, "Do you think KD, Ben, and Kyrie can get along?" He said he don't bet on it.
Come on, Cheese. That's what I've been saying. I don't think him and Kyrie, man. I don't see it.
Who, Ben?
I don't think Ben and I think they're gonna bump heads because they both ball dominant.
Ben, see-
I don't see what Ben can do offensively without the ball.
You don't?
Because he's not he ain't gonna shoot the jump shot. So if Kyrie running the break and what is he gonna do?
See,
And you
that's-
said post up, but where's he posting up? If you got either Drummond in the middle, or you got what's the other Claxton,
Mm-mm.
or you got the dude what's the other dude that came back from the heart? The other center.
See,
That's your post up guys.
No,
Where's he
it's not.
posting up
No.
at?
Here's the difference.
So you moving them out of the posting and throwing Ben down in the
none
post.
of them are Ben Simmons. I'm gonna tell you this why. Here's my reason why. As a point guard, a big point guard, there's certain different ways that you can run the offense. Kyrie is gonna have the ball. KD is gonna run the ball. Have the ball as well. But the difference with Ben Simmons is, and I said this a few shows ago, he can facilitate the offense from the post. Meaning, if you have Seth Curry on his side, Seth throws it down to him. At this point, you got KD, you got Kyrie moving on both sides of the wing on the other side. He's such a great passer that he's going to get those guys open shots. I guarantee it. Because he's such a great passer. That's the best part of his game. He doesn't even need to take a dribble up the court. He
So
can simply
here's the thing. Well, and this is a whole nother story because I was watching a clip of Luka Doncic play, and dude had like 50 something points. And I ain't saying I was NBA caliber or even D1 college basketball, but I do know everybody I played against, whenever I played against somebody that was a top scorer, my defense started before they got the ball. It didn't start when they got the ball. I'm not letting you get the ball and then give you a chance to burn me. And I know that in the NBA, a lot of that is what's going on. So, but I'm bringing to this point where you're talking about Ben. If all he's doing is in the post as a passer, if the right defense can shut him down, because he's not going to shoot.
No, that's an option. He's not going to go down every time and get in the post. I'm just saying, if you're running a certain set and you have a certain package in, so say if Kyrie is out of lineup, you got Ben Simmons, KD, Drummond, and Seth Curry in there. Say if Kyrie's out
What's
of
the
lineup,
other center though? What's the dude they got from the Aldridge? Yeah.
That's another thing. These guys can't command the ball like they did 5, 8, 10 years ago. LaMarcus Aldridge is not a guy you're going to say is your number 1 or 2 option any longer.
Right.
So at this point,
KD is the number 1 option.
There
if
you
Kyrie
go.
ain't in.
Absolutely. This takes more pressure off of Kyrie and KD for the simple fact you just mentioned. Because when you get into playoff basketball, if they do like you said and pressure the basketball like they should, you have more options to bring the ball up. That's my whole kickback with Luka Doncic. I don't think enough pressure is put on him.
Right.
They allow him to bring the ball up to half.
Let him bring the ball up. I wouldn't let him get the ball. I would play him if I had to play him the whole court. I wouldn't let him get the inbound.
That's the thing. And Kenny, you remember this? I brought this up, I don't know, 7-8 shows ago. When the Lakers played the Bulls, the first thing and the best move that Phil Jackson made in that finals was to put Scottie Pippen on Magic Johnson.
Right.
He made Magic work 94
Right,
feet
94
every
feet.
single time. Magic was exhausted. Even though Magic played well, he had that young horse on him for 94 feet.
Magic even said that.
Oh my goodness.
Magic even said that.
So that's all I'm saying is there are times when, especially in playoff basketball, where I think Ben Simmons will relieve them of some of that pressure and allowed him to facilitate the offense from the post or the wing. And that's just, I mean,
My
not
only
to say
thing
that they
though
will.
is if he
I
and
don't know.
Kyrie are in the game together, I don't see where he fits in. Kyrie gonna have the ball. Kyrie is gonna have to have
But
the
Ben
ball.
is
I don't
not
see
a
where
volume
Ben.
guy. He's not a volume shooter. He's not a volume ball hog. He's such a great
I'm not
offense.
saying he is. I'm
Yeah.
just saying where does he fit into the offense though at that point?
I think he'll fit in way more better than James Harden. And Harden was a guy who needed the ball a lot.
I know. I'm honestly, I felt like Harden played better when he first got there in Brooklyn.
Oh, he played great.
I think he played
Yeah.
better.
I ain't done. Yeah, I agree.
My thing to that,
I think with them, the injuries, they never got to really gel like they could have,
I
because
agree.
one of them, they were all not all three in the game long enough to gel. I think if they were all playing together, I think they right now they would be a good team. They still would suffer on defense,
Yes.
but offensively, because you think about it, man, they was crushing teams. It seemed like to me their strategy was just to outscore everybody. They was 114, 118, 121 a game. And if the other team could score that, then that was a loss. But most teams wasn't scoring that.
So let's say this.
I agree, Simon. Yeah.
Is Ben Simmons any worse offensively than Draymond Green is for Golden State?
He's a way better offensive player.
So I don't see where he could be an issue.
The difference is,
but you can't.
It's a different system. That's a different system,
but you
bro.
can't.
Yeah.
But you can't. You can only double team one person.
Right.
So if you go and double Kyrie, you leaving KD open.
Yeah.
KD 1-on-1 is a mismatch for anybody.
Yeah.
I take my chances with that. You know what I'm saying? And Ben Simmons really gonna have to adapt just like Rondo did. He's gonna have to take the shots. Whether you make or miss them, you gotta take them.
Confidence.
You know
I'm telling you.
You know, we know you are not that guy. You know what I'm saying? You're not the guy that's gonna sit out there and not shut down and they're gonna game plan for that. But in the situation, you're gonna have to step into some shots. It's just gonna come to that. But I would take my chances with him, you know, being the third option on the floor, you know, with KD, who probably the best scorer in the league, you know what I'm saying? And then Kyrie could get a bucket. So if you're doubling KD and you leaving Kyrie 1-on-1, I mean, come on, man.
Now that's where he could be effective, like you say, because if they decide to double KD or Kyrie, Ben as a slasher could be a problem.
Yes. And not
Ben
only
as a
that,
slasher could be a problem.
They have two things. Kyrie and Ben Simmons, and are two of the great finishers around the basket in all the NBA. Kyrie, I equate his finishing around the basket to a guy we all know and love, Rod Strickland.
Right.
Rod Strickland and Kyrie Irving, if you look at their game around the basket, is very similar.
They both put too much effort in to get a bucket.
That's his godson.
I feel like that's too much effort to get a basket when you could get an ezy basket.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about as far as guard play and finishing.
Right, I see
with
what
both
you're saying,
hands.
though. Yeah,
they're both fantastic, and I think along with Ben Simmons, who's also a great finisher, not only around the basket but on the break, and his athleticism. I'm telling you, man, I think it's a great fit.
Hey, Adrian, I agree. That's my other point too. I agree. The personalities of Kyrie and Ben Simmons, how are they going to work? If that's that's my issue right there.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know, it's like
Great topic.
It go back to what I said when we were talking about the NFL. It's all it's all about the fit.
Yeah.
Like shit gotta work. Everything look great on paper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's until we get out here on this field or on this court, even in the locker room. Like now, you know, we all have been in locker rooms. Everybody in the locker room don't get along. Everybody not best friends. You know, a couple guys go this way, a couple go that way, and we see all that practice tomorrow. I mean, so you ain't gotta be best friends and shit like that. But like you say, that chemistry gotta come together. And that's really what it's all about at the end of the day. And then when you throw a team together mid-season, I mean, name me one that made a major trade mid-season and it translated into a championship.
The Lakers.
Which team though? I mean, what's big trade we talking about?
You see that big Spaniard, that big 7-foot Spaniard?
Who, Paul Gasol?
But we talking,
Yes.
you talking one player.
They traded him. They got him mid-season.
Yes.
Yeah, they got him mid-season,
Okay.
but they lost the first year they got Paul Gasol.
They got 2 chips with him. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
But I'm talking about mid-season.
Kenny, why you throwing? Just because it's with Kobe, you gonna
mid-season.
say they lost?
No, that's facts. Mid-season, they make a trade,
yeah.
and that season they go and win the championship.
Oh, you mean win this whole thing?
Yeah, that
I thought
season.
you meant went to the finals.
I'm talking about the year that they make the trade.
Because they did go to the finals, though.
Yeah, they went to the finals, but you know, it's like it's that chemistry thing. You got to build it. You got to build chemistry. You got to put the right pieces around because they still made some moves after that. The Lakers. Then we go back to the Lakers. They didn't go back with that same team they lost to the Celtics with when they beat Orlando. They had moved a couple pieces around.
Yeah,
And
they
then
got the
moved
biggest
pieces
piece of
around.
the puzzle. Who was that, Cheese?
For who? The
Lakers.
Meta?
Meta World Peace.
Oh, man,
Meta World
fantastic,
Peace.
man.
That was 3 years later.
Huh?
That was 3 years later.
What, when
I
they
thought they
lost?
got them the next year after the Celtics.
No, they got the
No.
next year.
No.
What you talking about?
Artest came the last year they won the championship. He wasn't there. He wasn't on the team when they beat Orlando.
No, he wasn't. No, he was
He
not
was
on
the
that team.
So he wasn't on the team. They lost to Boston.
No.
He wasn't on the team.
Yeah.
They beat Orlando. He came when they beat.
No, that's when they had my man Ariza.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came when they beat the Celtics for the
Yeah.
He came when they beat the
Celtics.
Celtics. Because remember the year before
Right.
that, him and Kobe was going at it in the playoffs when he was with Houston.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all about chemistry, man. So if them guys can come together and bring it together, the egos, all that shit come together, they may make a run. But it's to be seen. And they haven't played the game together yet. So all of them, they haven't all played the game together yet. So we'll see. We'll see.
Byron makes a good point before you switch off, or that comes down to like a game 7 or a crucial game, and they're in Brooklyn, and Kyrie Mike can't play. That's gonna be a big issue.
they gonna pay the fine. Come on now, you know they gonna pay the fine on that one. Game 7, they gonna pay the fine and let him play on that one.
Well, no. See, that's another thing. That's a New York
I thought
City
they could
mandate.
just pay the fine. I thought they could pay the fine.
No. That's and see, here's the thing, though. I think because Mayor Adams is trying to get that thing taken out, because you can have a guy from another team come in and play, but Kyrie can't. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that is unfair.
Yeah, so I hope Adam Silver gets with the politicians in New York and hope. I know they're not going to change it just for the Nets, but I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. If you can have a concert where guys are coming in to play at the Garden,
right,
but you can't have Kyrie play, that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
But that's that, you got that politics, and I hate politics.
Yeah, Silver did give him an alley-oop with it. I think he's trying to throw that, little coal in the fire. Said, let this man play, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful that they work that shit out.
Because Lord knows he I don't want to start.
Right. Don't start. Don't say nothing.
I've been good.
Nothing. It ain't his fault.
Hold that shit to next week.
All right. My bad. I got you.
Write that down because we're going to start whatever that was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever that was, we're going to start with that shit. And I'm about to wrap this thing up, fellas. We've been on.
Yeah, it's pretty good
minute.
show.
We got it done.
Can I just say something about the NFL before you wrap up?
Yeah, go ahead.
I know you're about to go,
Sure.
but I told y'all last week I want to keep my eye on this case with the NFL and Brian Flores. And I think me and Neil talked about on Facebook how the NFL's hired Loretta Lynch and her firm to act as defense against Brian Flores and his allegations against Stephen Ross and, other things. And I think that's going to be a big issue. And I told y'all this last week. Somebody's lying.
You made a good point, man. She ain't going to take a case that she don't have some substantial evidence against. I don't believe she would have taken that case.
She's not going to.
She is too smart.
I
think, the
NFL strategically got a black woman to say, look at this. Tell us what you think. And like you said, she's not going to get on that thing or jump on that gun and say without them thinking that they can win this. And all I'm saying,
she would have figured that out in the consultation.
Absolutely.
Whether she got enough. So they got evidence.
Absolutely. Come on.
They got evidence.
You know what time it is. And all I'm saying is, I hope, like I said, I'm pulling for Brian Flores. But to me, they've been inconspicuously quiet the last 2 weeks. I don't like that. Because when you have allegations like that, you got to stay in the media and have your voice be heard. But when the NFL hired her, I said, you know what? I don't know, man. I don't know. But I hope they don't Juicy Smollett this dude, man. I'm serious.
Well, when he announced the suit, he already said that he knew that this shit could jeopardize his career.
That's what I was about to say.
He already put that out there, so he knew that whether he's right or wrong,
right?
He know that his options.
He's going to be the Colin Kaepernick out of this. He's going to get a settlement, but he's never going to get a job if whether he wins or loses.
Yeah, he's pretty clear about that,
right?
But I'm one to say, some of the allegations, and it happens a lot when it seems like it's far-fetched. You got people that'll decide it just seems like that's just unreasonable. It's unreasonable to believe that they would do that. It's just like Dean was saying last week, man. Sometimes people in power will go to enormous
extremes to hold on to that power. Yes.
Hold on to that power.
Like you said, to have a kingdom, you got to be ruthless. You got to be willing to defend it at all costs.
They'll say and do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They will say and do anything, whether they don't care who they step on or have to hurt along the way. And at the end of the day, it's Brian Flores. Not to diminish him or to belittle his name or nothing like that, but it's Brian Flores.
Right.
At the end of the day, all right, there's another one coming up that
And like I said, bro, that's the problem. There's a 4-4 guy around the corner, 4-2, 4-3 guy around the corner. And this is where if there are other people who have evidence of it, this is the time where they should join Brian Flores in a class action suit and you know what I'm saying, get some results.
But,
that's
the
tough,
thing,
though.
The thing with it's just the NFL is so powerful.
Right.
It's you know what I'm saying? It's just he could be telling the absolute 100% truth.
Right. But if he don't have evidence to prove it.
And like you say, that conversation very well could have happened. You smart enough not to send it in the email. You smart enough not to say the shit on camera.
And that's another thing. Yeah.
It's your word against mine.
If it's any kind of text or email, again, I don't think Loretta Lynch would have bothered with the case. And number two is
unless it's not been discovered yet.
It's not exactly right. And 2019. Okay, so You go 2020, 2021, or what is it, 2020, when he said this might have happened. So for the culture, meaning for Black coaches and the ethical treatment of Black coaches in the NFL, you were willing to suppress this until you got fired, or was your moral compass, well, you know what? I'm going to bring this out right now, even though I'm still the head coach.
I mean, realistically, nobody's bringing something out. You know what I mean?
But that's what the defense is going to say.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know,
they're not going to say it. I mean, he's not going to. His people ain't going to say that.
But it's just like, you know, it's been police brutality is not a new thing. You know what I'm saying? And then we see Rodney King getting done to him what was done to him. Now it's video evidence of what we've been telling you all these years. You know what I'm saying? But without that video, and them guys still got away with it. They still
I was about to say the video didn't change yet.
But the video showed that
it just right.
Yo, we've been telling you this is what's been going on forever. You know what I'm saying? And you still found a way to say, nah, it was justified. You know, so again, it's that power thing. You know, we talking about billionaires versus maybe millionaires. Maybe. I don't know. But I'm going to wrap it up. Last question. You know, Adrian asked, could anybody beat the Phoenix Suns coming out the West? They look real good right now.
Yeah, Chris Paul is still good, man.
They're looking real good in the West. And I mean, I probably say them and Golden State in the Western Conference Final right now. If I had to say right now, them two, like Memphis look good, but
it's gonna come down to Ayton with them again.
Yeah, why was I was about to say the same thing. Ayton is the weakest link, man.
No, I don't think he's weak. I think if his confidence is there, because he's he's a fantastic young ball player. I think
I'm talking about defensively, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's the issue.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't offensively, everybody has bad games, but you gotta strap up on D, man. He was getting abused last year.
But I tell you what, they got the perfect head coach, though. He's one, Monty Williams, man.
Monty Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. His X's and O's is underrated because he's such a good person. But if you watch them play and a lot of the sets that they run, Monty Williams knows what he's doing, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know he was under Pop anyway.
Yeah.
So you know he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. He a Maryland guy, DC guy, so.
Yeah, and McGee, yeah.
But JaVale McGee is another guy that I feel like is underrated, man.
Yeah.
As far as his intangibles when he comes in the game. He changes the dynamics of the game when he comes in. I don't see why Golden State didn't pay and keep him.
Yeah, man.
When they let him go.
Thanks, Adrian. Appreciate it.
Because you can't pay everybody.
Yeah. I mean, but
JaVale McGee.
The Lakers didn't pay him a whole bunch to get him.
Yeah, but they only kept him 1 year.
Right.
Ain't nobody locked him up and gave him no 10, 8 years, 7
I'm
years.
just saying though that Golden State could have kept him one more year. I don't know.
He always makes a difference.
Here's my thing. Yeah. And I'm gonna wrap it up on this. But JaVale McGee, going back to what we talked about earlier with the draft, we was talking about the NFL at the time, the microwave society. JaVale McGee is a prime example of somebody that didn't get an opportunity to grow into himself, to grow into the player. You know what I'm saying? He was, you know, they.
But who did he get drafted by?
The Wizards.
That's the whole point of that discussion right there in that show, bro.
But even when he left the Wizards, he struggled. He struggled for a few years.
Right, he did. But
he had to figure out who he was.
But the Wizards are known for, you know.
Man, don't have Kwame Brown calling.
And that's my team. Like I said, I'm a Wizards fan, but yo, the Wizards and the Knicks make the dumbest decisions with players ever. It's like they compete against each other to make dumb trades or get rid of potentially great players.
You can hear him there.
Oh.
Fuck them Turner Station boys. Probably be cussing us out, yo. He was like, I would give all three of them dudes mama's cooking. Because he said Kwame suck, right?
I ain't never
All
said
three of them.
Kwame suck.
No,
I
I'm
ain't never
just
said
saying.
that out my
You know,
mouth.
he spends shit, man.
Right.
Yeah, he throws shit in the spin cycle.
All right, well, I'm about to spin up out of here. We gotta get up early tomorrow, but
You got a game tomorrow?
good shit is always. No, I got training I gotta go to.
Oh, okay.
Good shit as always, fellas.
Definitely,
No,
definitely.
Appreciate the back and forth.
Much love, fellas. Much love.
Shout out to Agent James that's checked in,
Yeah.
Byron Wilson.
They brought some great
Thanks
questions
for
in.
y'all. Thanks for y'all input.
Yeah, the ladies showed up
Simon
again.
Edwards. Simon
Right,
Edwards
my
was
man
in the building.
Simons. Look, Simon. Let me just say this. Even though we, like I said, we ain't never play on no under the whistle team, but people used to say that me and Simon couldn't play on the court together because we both like to shoot the ball. But every
Really?
time we played, we ran the court.
I heard that.
There was no issues.
Kelly in the building as always. What's up, Kels? You know, so thank everybody for
Kelly in the
tuning
building.
Yeah, you know, I shout out. Thank y'all for
She
tuning
good
in.
people.
Show me some love. You know, the YouTube channel is in the comments. The video will be up at some point tomorrow. Join the Facebook group. Share the videos, comment, tell your friends,
Yeah.
tell your sneaky links. You know, the sports mix is live every Friday. We
What's the
gotta
sneaky
get
Tell her
link?
what?
What's the sneaky link?
Yo,
that's-
trying to
that's what
sign
they-
off, dog.
Hey, that's what they saying. You know, I be reading
Come on,
these
come on,
posts.
man.
Boy, I see people talking about sneaky links.
You throwing shit in the game.
What does that
man.
mean, though?
I don't know.
Hey.
What does that even mean?
I don't have that. I don't know, but I'm just reading. You know, this is what they talking about.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know, Valentine's was last week. You know, tell your boo and your work husband and all that shit. You know, check the sports mix out.
Any fucking shit up, man. Yo, you know how Herman Edwards said, "Don't press send."
Hey,
Come on, man.
hey,
God dang.
hey. I'm good, bro. I ain't. You know, I'm good in that department.
All right,
But
gentlemen.
y'all, you know, thank y'all for tuning in. Man, I had a good week, good show tonight.
All right, man.
So, with that being said, we're gonna wrap it up. We'll be back maybe next week. Might come back before next week. I don't know. Depending on how I'm feeling. My basketball season's about to be over with, so it's gonna give me some time in the next 2 weeks or so to do a little bit more. And I talk a little bit about the basketball season, how you know how that went for me my first time doing a high school basketball season. So I'll talk a little bit about that, talk about my experience with that, some other things moving forward. But thanks, fellas. Appreciate y'all.
No doubt.
All right, man.
Thank everybody for tuning in, baby. We out.
Peace.
All right.